everybody. Hello and welcome to another session here of that goes to Saltmarsh with us here at the Hard Knock Dice. My name is Ian. I dungeon master this shit, game master, DM, whatever you prefer. I am God to these fellas at this time slot every Monday. I am your God. And speaking of these fellas, they are your heroes adventuring party. I'm blanking on descriptors, but they do stuff most of the time. One of them's a frog, one of them's a shark man. That being said,
The best intro ever.
hell yeah, I'm vibing, dude. That being said, quick announcement to Singular before we get started. Maybe I don't know, man. Man, you just got me thinking I should have added sanity dots to you guys between Saturday and today. Darn. But we are still doing our charity drive for Extra Life, which is a charity that benefits children's hospitals across continental North America, meaning the United States and Canada. Specifically, our drive will be benefiting the Children's Hospital of Atlanta. They're building a new one, helps sick and injured kids. It's a good cause, and not only that, but you could win something cool from us that we would give you, like at our next goal of $1,500, which is only like $200 and some change away, or less than $200 actually. I was doing math wrong, but you could get a digital copy of Tasha's Cauldron and Everything, or at $2,500, a SteelSeries Gaming mouse, or at $3,500, which is the very end, you could get a SteelSeries Gaming keyboard. So, not only is it a good deed, but you could get cool stuff. So, why not? That being said, unless anybody else has any other announcements they would like to vocalize, think ponderously upon, think really hard about, but not say, whatever your preferred method is. That being said, we'll, he's about to shit himself. Oh no! Anywho,
Camera just cuts
when you ponder a little too hard. Last week, it goes to Saltmarsh. Whoo! Oh boy, we focus very hard on these Monday sessions.
Oh yeah.
We stay on track. But these fellas, they picking up where they had left off after getting a little bit of their shit slapped by some knife-wielding fiendish individual, as well as his teleporting, large group slaying boss man who teleported his ass and both of their asses out of there, and going through a grieving process and a various and sundry emotions for different and sundry reasons, depending on person. Last week, our characters proceeded about a day, killing time until the rest of the forces in this alliance against Sahuagin arrived. Some of you helping train some men more effectively than others, and depending on who we're talking about. Some is more of a disciplinary tale for Jakob, beating the crap out of people that were not doing as they were told. Gloob doing his best, and quite successfully, I might add, instructing some folks on archery, even if he's a bit gruff and liberal with his rapier in doing so. Julian and Bart paying a visit to a medical tent, spreading tales and magical berries, but like really hyping them up to being like super magical berries. So, a little bit of placebo effect in there, but doing that quite effectively as well. And making friends with a gnome blacksmith in Bart's case, so that Jakob could make a replacement for his symbol of Sorololi, which he then took from Jakob, and then he gave Jakob his like really old one. This is very heartfelt and good. A little bit of bullying to a... Oh wait, no, I'm getting ahead of myself. You then went to a war council meeting where y'all chatted up, put in a little more input than maybe you expected previously onto the war plans, but also getting a general idea of what you may be able to do to assist, which, as of this moment, has been postulated that you all could try to sow discord in and among the Sahuagin by sneaking into their base and maybe killing some of their important people while the rest of the army creates a distraction. If that will be your final plan, who knows? There is time yet, as they are still planning. You then
our final plan
went by a quartermaster who provided you guys with a bunch of stuff, including some potions and some grappling hooks and all kinds of things, all of which were above board and after for free, I might add, and not so free, getting a Thieves' Tools kit, which some took issue to. But it was determined that an anonymous note would be sent Firebrand's way, perhaps, to try to get him in the act of smuggling contraband or whatever. Spent the rest of the evening doing the do. Gloob, you went off, read your book, came sprinting back like a fucking fiend. Some messages were sent. If they were received or not, it's a mystery. One to Jakob's wife. No response. And one to One-Eyed Captain Darby of Gloob's fantasy novel. And by God, he responded. He was hyped and busy, and Gloob was so very pleased to hear of the existence of his hero. And Bart is now in deep shit in case Gloob ever finds out that he lied to him. So, with these various and sundry problems of varying degrees of concern, I believe the day is yours, or the rest of the...
I gotta recover from remembering that whole thing about the pirate.
Actually, we went into an evening, so y'all are actually waking up the day after, the evening after all of that. Bright and shiny, bright-eyed, bushy-tailed. What would you all like to do?
Refresh me on, did we have any timeline on when we were going to start taking decisive action, as it were?
Firebrand said that they were going to continue planning, but it would probably be within the next 24 hours. That pieces on the board would start moving.
If it is within 24 hours, then Julian is probably going to start making sure supplies are packed and everyone's ready to go so that we can do so.
Should we offer up our boat to the Rangers or something that might need it?
Yeah, I mean, I don't see why not. I know, it's technically we're supposed to bring this boat back, but I mean, hell, if it can save some lives, then I'm sure we can pay for it.
Yeah, Julian just kind of gives you a side eye and a small shrug.
I think we'll worry about the returning of the boat when we have, not bigger things to worry about.
You guys have an odd concept of property. We're on it. It's our boat.
Yeah, I don't reckon anyone's gonna try and take it from us.
I'm just talking about the payback thing at the end of it. I think we could do good things and let someone use it, but pay someone back for a boat that's ours, that just doesn't make sense.
Well, regardless, whether or not, we do that later. For now, we need to be getting ready to move out.
Yeah, yep. That we do. Well, I don't know. Not really sure what to do in a war camp. And, didn't really ever expect to be here. So, that's a kind of new thing to me. I mean, you got any more blacksmithing you need to do, Jakob?
Not that I know of. Do any of you gentlemen need anything?
Julian looks at his, 4 knives, 30-something remaining arrows and swords.
I think I'm good.
Blue?
I think I'm good. I mean, unless you can make me some your armor that doesn't make as much noise and I can move around in.
No, I'm not that good of a blacksmith, unfortunately.
I know. I'm messing with you.
Ooh.
I don't know. He's getting there. I mean, you see the symbol I got on. This is a fine piece of craftsmanship.
He looks past the symbol at the dent in your armor. Uh-huh.
The difference between, repairs in the field and crafting in a fine establishment.
Listen, how many keys have I broken off into a lock? I'm just giving you shit at this point.
I understand.
It's all in
Do you-
good fun.
How
Which we need to
far-
have. At least some.
Right.
Probably soon. I don't know if we're going to get another chance.
You're not wrong.
Well, I don't know how good the waters are around here, but I mean, hell, it's still pretty early in the morning. You can get some good fishing going. Probably. Might be the last time we can get some decent fishing going, with all the swahagin being in the being in the water for where we're going.
I've got a big one.
Well,
It's a Swahog.
That's still. I was gonna say. That's still fishing.
Yeah, a little bit more messy though. I prefer the filleting to be on a table and not on a battlefield.
It's pretty normal for us. I mean, fish, you get something pretty big. Well, everything's pretty big when you're fishing in jar size, and then you wait for them to pull it up out of the water, and everybody just stabs it. So,
Close enough.
All
it's a 2-in-1. You tenderize it, and then you kill it.
Grung cuisine, where the tenderizing happens before you kill the meat.
We might want to look for some rangers and offer them the boat so they can make some plans before it's too late.
Yeah.
All right. Well, Bart will go about tidying the place up and cleaning off all the stuff and making it smell a little bit fresh.
Picking up Yakub's dirty drawers off the floor and.
Hey, Julian's area was already tidy.
There's none of you have an area. There's not enough space on this place for each of you to have an area. Okay. I don't know what kind of boat you think you got. Not that good. Not that fancy.
Titanic, obviously.
Yeah, we got multiple decks.
You each
on
got
this,
a deck
20-foot-long
each.
boat.
Yeah.
Each of you got a
Julian's
deck.
deck is very tidy.
Oh, sure.
If you give a profile of the boat, it just looks like a quark.
From a distance. Alright.
I will go and find some rangers and offer them our boat.
You're gonna go look for the rangers. You are tidying the boat in case of rangers. Gloob and Julian, anything in particular you guys would like to do?
I already told you he's making sure we're stocked on rations, any additional repair supplies we may need.
Stocked on
And-
rations, that's on you. I'm not keeping track of y'all's rations, so.
Right, but that's what he's going to be
Right,
going
right.
to do.
Okay.
And then tidying everything into travel bundles.
Okay.
I will make a shopping list if you so desire.
I don't care. It's up to you. I'm happy to tell you to spend your money. Glib, is there anything you would like to be doing this time? Just kind of hanging out.
Yeah, no, I'll probably just be pretty content and just sort of smiling, and then see Bart cleaning and whatnot, and just like look around at other people's stuff and not touch it, and then I'll go like sweep up after Melvin or something.
Go swab the poop deck.
Yeah.
Real quick. Because it's the bird shits. Yeah. The poop deck. Alright. Well, Jakob, as you are going to pursue the Rangers, you guys saw where they were camped on your way in. They were kind of off to their own side of the forces of Saltmarsh. So you're able to make your way over there. You just look for any old ranger.
Yeah, unless I see somebody that I know is in charge.
Nope. They're not big on the overt signs of command. But yeah, you get over there, and you actually actively see there's like not quick, fast, and in a hurry, but they are starting to break down their camp a little bit at a time. The stuff that takes more time, and you snag one. Yeah.
I just wanted to offer. We have a boat that if you gentlemen needed to, I don't know, for anything, y'all are more than welcome to use for whatever y'all are doing.
Sure, I can pass it up. Where's it at?
It's gonna point in the direction, but like it's past those tents, a little bit to the left, and to the right, and it's in the river.
I see. I will let them know.
All right.
Thanks.
Of course.
I think. He's
Head back
boogie
to
on
boat.
back.
Yeah.
Okay. The Rangers have been informed that they are welcome to make use of your boat. Boat is looking tidy. By the time you get back, Julian, you are counting.
Question.
Slash
How much
shopping.
would you say the cost of like one usage of like repair type stuff would be, like little
Like
bits
scraps?
of scraps, leather, string, that kind of stuff?
For like leather and string and stuff, it'd probably just be like a handful of coppers. Like none of that stuff is particularly expensive, especially in small increments. Scrap metal is more expensive, but
How many uses if I just said like
for the love of
10
mercy.
gold worth of
Holy
repair
shit,
stuff?
that would be a lot.
5 gold.
Still a lot. I'm saying like probably a repair of like to repair some general wear and tear after some battle will
that's
probably
what
be like a decent amount of wear and tear. I'll say like a silver per usage because you're patching various and sundry holes from of sizable proportions. So if you get 5 gold worth, you have quite a bit of
I will be
scrap
getting
leather and
2
string,
gold.
and there you go. That'll work.
Sort of in the same vein.
Yeah.
I don't want to purchase a full like seamstress kit, but just something like a small like pouch of like needle and thread, tweezer sort of deal.
Yeah, I definitely think you could find that for not much. I don't think. I'll say like 3 copper, all told. I have no idea about the real life value in yield and days of sewing kits.
I think there might be a toolkit for that. I'm not sure.
I don't think not for the small amounts he's wanting. He's not wanting the whole kit and caboodle. Jakob and Bart, is there any other shopping of any kind that the two of you would like to do?
No, not in particular. Do want to have a quick chat with Jakob though.
By all means.
Hey, Jakob.
Yeah, what's up?
What do you plan on doing once we, a couple of days from now, we're out there marched into position or getting ready to go into the fight with your daughter? How does that work?
Well, she's always been at my side in the last fights.
Right. I've never been much for someone who's particularly been in war. Some fights here and there, some skirmishes, some bad stuff we've seen. But I don't know. I get the feeling this is gonna be pretty bad. Did she see everything?
I haven't gotten that impression in the past.
All right.
But
Oh.
I mean, I've split men in a. I hate saying that I've done this. I've split men in half in front of her, and doesn't seem like she much notices.
All right. Um. Yeah. I guess. Well, there's the other half of that, right? You know, couple of souls lives meeting their ends here and there might not be too big of a deal, but I don't know what that's like on the other side when people are getting cut down by the dozens, one side or the other, and how that might be for her. Just something I thought I'd bring up with you if you hadn't considered it.
I mean, I talked with her in the past that, the people that I hurt are bad men. They want to hurt me.
Right. There's going to be a lot of good men dying, too.
That is true. I mean, what do you think I should do?
I don't really know how it all works, so I didn't know if maybe you could have her hide somewhere or stay a place for you to come back, or how that even works, or if he's... I don't know.
I mean, she disappears from time to time, and she doesn't really tell me where she goes when she does that. If she can still, I don't know what's going on or anything like that, but I don't know if she really knows what's going on with the other people. Didn't seem to really notice when the guards died.
Right. Well, I don't know. I mean, I'm not a parent. You know better than me. But might be worth talking to her, I reckon. Just in case.
Not wrong. I'll definitely do that.
All right. Not trying to worry you or nothing. Just, want to look out.
I appreciate that.
Mm-hmm. Well, anyway, I guess I don't know. I guess I'll get some smoking done and work hard at hardly doing nothing.
I posted my shopping list in the chat.
Which chat? Ah.
Skype chat.
MySpace.
Oh, hell yeah.
Yes, that one. Yes.
I updated my page recently. What do y'all think? Looks like I'm pretty clean, you know what I'm saying?
Like their profile song.
Hell yeah. Sure. That all would be stuff that is easily accessible within this camp.
Noted.
Except upcharged by about 10 times. Add a zero on all of those prices.
Oh no.
No, I'm joking.
Oh, no.
I kid. Or do I?
You seen gas prices lately?
That's how it is in the olden days, except it was like arrow prices.
I'm just imagining the
prices been
Rangers
through
getting
the
on
roof.
our boat and like, what the fuck is this? What is this metal engine thing back here?
What the hell? They figured it out. That'd be
Yeah,
crazy.
Bart. What does that stuff do for you?
It's relaxing.
How so?
Well, you kind of breathe it in, and it's got herbs and things that are good for you, and you just kind of calms your nerves.
That's right.
Sure, just take maybe little small inhales.
Yeah.
Because it can be kind of rough the first times you try it.
Don't worry about me.
Finest weed in the South Farthing.
What? Excuse me. This is just tobacco, good sir. I don't know of what you mean.
That's what, Gandalf too.
Zero con save.
Oh no.
I just kind of slowly take the pipe back and oh no,
Whoa!
brush the zero natural one.
I rolled really low.
Just kind of brush the possible, toxins off the tip of the pipe.
He's got gloves on.
Oh, well, your mouth.
It's just the outside skin. His bite's not poisonous.
I don't know that. I've never been bitten by glue.
You think the bite isn't poisonous?
Relaxing.
It takes a little bit of getting used to.
Yeah.
Kind of feel it pass through the nerves a little bit. It's nice.
Mm-hmm. I feel it. It
All right.
feels like fire.
Well, I mean, small inhales don't have to go too hard. And if you pull on it too hard, it'll burn quicker. And when it burns quicker, it'll heat up. That's just kind of how it works.
He's just got like this $1,000 stare on his face, like looking out. He's like drooling out of one side of his mouth.
I can just hear it in my head. Your love of the halfling's leaf has slowed your mind.
Bard ain't a smart fella, so.
Oh god. Fuck me.
You never talk about any of your family or anything.
But yeah, it was there quite a few characters. I left them back in Gilbin.
Yeah. I mean, Jakob and Julian both have like, I think they call them wives.
Right.
People that they love. Do you have someone?
Nope, nobody like that. It's pretty close with my mom before she passed, and my brothers and sisters have all been kind of, the ones that survived have all been kind of fuck ups. And my dad passed before I left and told me I should get out. And it seemed like that was one of the wisest things he ever said to me.
No, nobody back home. Then?
I mean, there's plenty of fine folk back home. Yeah. Got Mrs. Tidwell. She makes really good pies. She taught me how to bake. She's old. I think we had her 189th birthday before I left. That's more than 3 times older than me. She's super old. Yeah, I mean, there's good folk there, but I could do good better other places, and I think I have been so far. What about you? I know you said it was kind of rough with your tribe, and you weren't too popular with them.
Yeah, that's a word for it. There's no one really there. Kind of the same, but no one's there for me at all.
Right. Is Glue blind? Do you mind if I roll an insight check against you, Johns?
Go for it.
Oh, I rolled not the greatest. Let me see what bonuses. I think it's +8. Yeah, that is 17 total. I thought that was a 6, but it was actually a 9.
Nice.
What are you trying to get?
I mean, I didn't know if there was like, you know, maybe someone past that you did like or something like that, or anything
Yeah,
in here.
He'll probably slip up then with that insight, and he'll just when you ask that, I was just like, not anymore.
All right. Yeah. Uh,
People that I do have there, they're bad. They're bad people.
right. Yeah, I can understand that. Had a couple of bad apples in my family too, and
Apple makes it sound so nice.
come again.
I said apple makes it sound so nice.
Oh, it's a way to put it kindly.
They don't deserve that. I don't know. I'm sorry. I'm not. I don't know who you're talking about.
Oh, I mean, some people in my family weren't the greatest folk, and kind of best to just move on, you know.
Yeah. I get that.
Yep. But hey, now we're here doing the good thing, helping try and win a war, save a town, be heroes.
I just wanted to go to town.
Did you, when you start picking it, did you inhale or try to suck it down?
What's the difference?
Well, one's just kind of breathing through it, and the other's kind of like you're trying to get something to pass through the pipe.
Is that you're not trying to get?
No, well, you want the air to go through the top, and you just want the air. That's it. That's the way it's supposed to work. And you breathe it in, and then it's not like a straw, you know.
Okay.
You want to try it again?
No. Okay.
All right, fair enough.
When's your birthday, Bart?
It was about 3 or 4 months ago, I think, something like that. I don't know. You lose track of time when you're out here in the wilderness.
Made myself call.
It's real.
Oh,
Immersive as fuck.
If you cough in the game, you cough in real life.
I'm dying.
Oh shit!
Oh man.
Funny thing, if you die in real life, you die in the game. It's crazy. Well,
Don't like that.
all right. Well, is there just anything anybody else would like to be doing throughout the day?
I would like to have a conversation with my daughter if she's around.
Yeah, she's here. She's floating on. She hasn't disappeared again. Yeah.
I'm just gonna get down on, crouch down so I can look her in the eye and be like,
She floats down. She usually floats like around your head level, so you crouch and just. Whoop.
Listen,
Yeah.
I wanted to talk to you. I don't know if you heard what Bart
Am I
and
in
I
trouble?
were talking about. Oh, no, of course not.
Oh.
Uh,
Kind of looks
I
off
just
to
wanted-
one side. Are you sure?
Yeah, of course.
Okay.
I just wanted to talk to you about what Bart and I were talking about, and what we're about to do. And it might be a little bit hard, because it's a hard topic. But We're gonna go fight some men who want to hurt the people that live here, and hurt the people who live in Saltmarsh. And we've all come together and agreed that we need to do this. But unfortunately, some of the people that are going to go out are probably not going to come home. They're probably going to die, unfortunately. And what our goal is to do is to make sure that that doesn't happen. As few people get hurt as possible. We want to make sure that everybody that lives here and everybody that lives in Saltmarsh are safe. And we wanted to, I and Bart and Gloob and Julian all care about you a lot. And we wanted to make sure that if you didn't feel comfortable going into that, that you didn't have to. That you could go somewhere safe if you needed to.
She just shakes her head, like, violently. I'm not gonna do that because my headset will come off. Into the ether. Gone forever. Nope.
You'd like to stay with me? All right. That's fine, of course. I just wanted to make sure that you were all right.
Is it gonna be scary?
It might be, but we all will be here for you.
Okay.
And we're all going to make sure that nothing happens to you.
It's kind of like a distant look for a second before kind of.
There anything you wanted to talk to me about?
Why are the bad men trying to... Why are they being bad men?
Now, that's a hard question. Unfortunately, we don't know a lot about what they want. We know that the people that live here currently, they were forced out of their home by the bad men. And they don't...
That's not good.
Yeah. They don't really talk to us, unfortunately. Because as I always told you, you can always find a diplomatic a peaceful way to deal with something if you talk.
What does that word mean?
Diplomatic?
Yeah.
It's one of those fancier words. It's when people get together and they talk things out peacefully.
Oh. So like when mommy would get mad at you and then you would wait a little bit and then get her nice things and then she wasn't mad anymore.
Yes.
Oh. Okay. Kind of little brow is all furrowed, like, trying to understand the various and sundry implications of diplomatic solutions.
Is there anything else you wanted to know about or talk about?
Don't make me go away.
Of course, I won't ever make you go away. It's always your choice.
Okay.
And if you could, can you say thank you to Bart for caring and checking in on you?
Do you impart any kind of will upon that statement?
The same way that a father would tell their child to, say thank you for something.
She looks vaguely confused.
Oh. Like the way that you talked to Gloob that one time.
What do you mean?
Well, I don't know, you told them what you wanted to talk to them about.
Just a growing confusion. She's like thinking really hard, but doesn't seem to be finding whatever it is she's looking for.
That's fine, sweetheart. But whenever you can, make sure to say thank you to Bart.
Okay.
That'll be it.
Okay. Well, Julian, have you done all shopping you would like to do?
Yes.
For the day?
When he's concluded,
Okay.
Julian will be coming back with 2 backpacks full of supplies and probably spend the next few minutes cinching it all down tight.
Sure.
I
Julian returns with much more stuff than he left.
added it to 2 backpacks in my inventory and divided it up if we have any questions in the future.
All right. Great success. Well.
When you come back, Bart has Jakob's book and is writing some more stuff in it. Hey, Julian.
Yes.
You know what the hell a trombone is? I never heard the word before.
Where'd my dice go?
You're gonna roll for it.
I feel like the odds of the growing
Instrument of some kind, I think. I've never seen one.
All right. The way they said it, I thought it was gonna be like a horse or something like that. All right.
He looks at the book in question and he's like, I don't want to know.
Yeah. All right. That's it.
Zen. I am the calm in the middle of a storm. Okay. Well, unless there is any other activities you individuals would wish to engage in. Okay.
I'm just setting up my dice
So
Good.
so that when you try and kill me, I can try and defend myself. Try being the
what?
keyword.
What do you mean?
You just see Ian go off of the screen and onto your screen. He's like,
Surprise!
Cody just starts throwing dice at
What would be fucked up is if I disappeared in this direction, because this is a wall right here. I just, what? That'd be really spooky. See, and that's when it's even funnier, because I just lied, and this is not actually a wall, it's just to freak you guys out. Fucking deceptions within deceptions. Who can tell what the truth is? Anywho, if there isn't anything in particular the rest of you guys that you guys would like to do for the rest of the day, we'll start to fast forward a little bit. So
Yeah, at some point in the day, I'll probably go to the fresh graves of all those dudes that have, those guards that passed the day before, the night before, or whatever.
Right.
And the night before last, and say some extra stuff for those folks. But
sure. When you get there, you notice that there are some graves doesn't seem to match the number of fallen. But other than that, sure.
some got sent off. You mean to say?
Yep.
Would be the right assumption. Okay.
Yeah, right. Some got sent off. Maybe it, depending on their desires, is
Right. Some fucking went by motor.
How dare they? Yeah, somebody went by motorcycle. But yeah, it would appear easily gathered enough that their means of disposal was by request, of their individual request, since they weren't in the middle of a battlefield, so that was able to be honored.
Right.
Means of disposal is the most insensitive way I've ever heard that described.
What would you prefer me to say? I don't know.
Their last wishes.
Their last wishes. Okay, whatever. It's less accurate than a means of disposal. I'm just saying. Saying it's efficient. This is exactly what it is. I'm saying what I mean.
Fucking Ian said,
Jesus.
"What's your death garbage desire?"
Hey, I would be a terrible doctor. Like, you're gonna die. Out with it.
Jesus Christ.
You are actively dying.
Yeah, that's why he says hello to all of his patients. Hey, you're dying.
You're
I mean,
dying.
I'm dying too. Everybody's dying.
Everybody's no, but you're dying faster. So just
Now
so
Anything
you're
you
aware.
really wanted to do.
You're dying a lot quicker than me. So.
Him as a doctor walks in with a clipboard, like lifts a sheet of paper.
Ooh, that's not good.
You're fucked. Alright, walks out.
Got some good news and some bad news. Good
Yes,
news is
Gloob?
I'm gonna outlive you.
One
What's
last
up, Gloob?
thing for Gloob. He's
Yeah.
gonna go wander out with Melvin and find
Sure.
the guy with the cows.
Okay, so you wander back to the herd master or whatever. I'm not
Yeah.
sure what you would call that guy, but I'm gonna stick with herd master because that sounds good.
Go to Herdmaster.
that-
Like,
Yeah.
I got Melvin on my shoulder. I'm carrying his empty cage.
Mhm.
Let's see. I'm assuming you're not going to fight.
No. No.
Assuming you're staying
No.
right here.
Probably so.
Okay. This is my bird.
Mm.
Name's Melvin.
Mm.
Need someone to take care of him.
Mm.
I got food for him.
Mm.
I got money for you.
Mm.
Something happens to my bird. Whatever happens to him, it's gonna happen to you.
Mm.
Deal?
Just raises an eyebrow and looks to wherever you gestured for gold, like, I don't see why not.
Take Melvin off.
Too colorful to eat anyway. Scrawny. What?
Remember? We're going off somewhere too dangerous for you, alright? You're gonna hang out here with this thing. He's gonna feed you, take care of you. And I'll be back.
I'll sew your scrotum into a sail!
Good. Teach them some more stuff like that.
That's pretty creative. I'll see what I can do. Sniffs, stares at the bird. You can see the gears turning.
You sniff my barb.
What?
10 gold.
Mm.
Just 10 more for you.
Oh.
And I come back. And he's okay.
He's looking at the gold in his hand. He goes, oh, absolutely. Mm-hmm. Yep.
Who just sits there and stares at him? Well,
What?
That look that says, "If you eat my bird, I will eat you."
You can see there's a whole lot of not much going on as you're staring this dude in the eyes.
we'll leave his bird with whoever this person is.
Vague mutterings of cow shit as you walk away.
Approved. Approved nodding as I walk away.
All right. Awesome. So Melvin has been dropped off with a keeper, probably less reliable than Hannah, but a keeper nonetheless. Okay.
Yeah.
So over the next several hours, like, and this a lot of y'all's like Julie, all of Julian's stuff in the morning, kind of shopping around, bouncing around camp, and Jakob having to go to and from the ranger camp, and those various and sundry activities. For the next few hours. It's probably around noonish when a runner comes and lets you guys know that Eleander and his crew are at the command tent.
All right. Well, I reckon let's go. Find out what this is all going to entail.
All right.
All right.
All right. Okay. So, you guys make your way through the camp, which, as you guys have, like, around now, over the course of when the runner comes and lets you guys know, and when y'all go and make your way towards the command tent, activity is starting to pick up more and more as you guys are going through. Like, people are moving around, not like in like a panic or anything, but there's a whole lot more purposeful movement, where there was a lot of kind of lounging around from people, or just kind of eating something, or clearly just trying to decompress from what like a patrol they had or whatever, and so forth. People are moving around with purpose and swiftly. Y'all make your way up to the tent. Guards appear to have been inspecting you. They just wave you guys right on in. You guys enter a familiar scene, but they're the same group of people, the two mercenary captains, leaders of the guard / the militia, Eleander as well as Copperlocks, are all present, but they're not poring over maps and things quite as much. They're all just mostly conversing amongst themselves as y'all enter. Eleander looks at her. Ah, welcome. We have settled on a course of action. Figure if anything of y'all's end was going to change, now would be the time to know. Very well. So,
I've given my opinion on what I think we should be focusing on,
indeed,
but I'll leave the specifics up to other people.
probably one of the wisest things I've ever heard you say. Now,
Damn it.
Julian will make very explicit and intent eye contact with Bart and then proceed to say nothing.
now, well, the most part we are proceeding as y'all previously heard discussed. The Rangers and their forces will be moving out post-haste. They'll begin to sow discord and destruction as best they can amongst the Sahuagin, mostly in regards to their ability to have eyes and ears that are not in the water. We will be moving at a slower pace through a trail that they will be blazing for us. Some boats than like will be pushing forward. We will be going none too quickly. When we aggress, they'll be determined by yourselves, as you have the quickest means of communication, from what I understand, Bartholomew.
All right.
So, once you get into position, it'll take us longer than it will take you. But you let us know when you're ready, and by that time I can let you know how close we are to being ready. And once we are, we'll begin to distract. You all move in and do what it is you all do.
Okay.
Things will get hectic very quickly. I don't imagine any of y'all have been in much beyond a skirmish in terms of number of enemy combatants.
Right.
So, time will be of the essence once everything begins, especially for those in the water. And, well, those of us on land as well, depending upon how many of those covalents there are in there. Spell slingers. But
How are you sound a retreat if necessary? What should we be listening out for?
any of y'all served in any kind of capacity?
I have.
You should be familiar with the standard retreat horn, yes?
Of course.
That will be it. For our forces, at least. There will also probably be some extra, from what I understand. The Manon's forces have some that can do similar things to yourself. Looking at you, Bart. Apparently it's quite useful when you're on an active battlefield for coordinating your forces. So they will probably be contributing as well for those that may be unable to hear the horn. How close we will be able to get, I could not tell you, so we may not be close enough to assist, but we may be. It'll depend on how the course of the battle plays out. If we are retreating, I don't doubt it will be going well for us. So, we'll try to buy you all as much time as we possibly can if it looks like we will not be able to stay for long. Or if we are being pushed away before we have heard of your success, we will do what we can to let you know so that you do not get trapped.
All right.
If the Rangers have
Well,
some spare forces, I believe they are planning to infiltrate as well. We've given them what information we can. But that will depend on the success of their current objective.
GM, are we back down? I'm sorry. The setting of this. Is this back down in the lair for the
No,
lizard?
this is in the
okay.
command tent. So this is
Okay.
basically they've done all their talking. All
Gotcha.
of them have split up to talk to their respective forces, and this is back in Eleander's area.
Okay.
Did we ever get a kind of layout or rough diagram of what this fortress might be like?
Far as I know, if they have sunk it underwater, a lot may have changed. But from what the lizard folk have said, should be roughly 3 layers deep, relatively deep within the rock itself. Multiple floors. Maybe there have become more, maybe they've become less. The exact dimensions and things may have changed. But it's fairly sizable.
Rangers are really getting it out there.
They are ready to go. They've been kind of bored just sitting on their hands for the past few days. Week-ish.
Well, I'm sure they'll have more than their fair share in the next little while.
I'm sure we all will.
Did any of the elves from Burl come?
Any of the druids?
Druids, yes.
Handful, yes. Not as many as the rangers themselves. A little more set in their ways or their places, anyway. But some did. Some came, yes. I imagine they'll be a great help in helping us form some kind of path that an army can march along with some kind of speed. So, good lord. Any last minute questions?
You said there are going to be some other ranger infiltrators. Do you mean we're going to have people going in with us, or what's that mean especially, or exactly?
They'll be gathering, perhaps, imagine along a similar route. Unless you're specifically hiding from them or taking a strange route. So you will see some of the Rangers along the way, but if they have not suffered too heavily, then they will be trying to form a team to be able to infiltrate alongside, maybe not exactly with you, but in an effort to cover as much ground as possible in as small a period of time.
All right. Well.
So,
All right, that's good to know.
well,
All right.
When are we moving out?
whenever you prefer, I believe. Sooner the better, or later. Y'all have been there, we have not. So for a smaller group, if you think you can sit tight for a longer period of time, then by all means. But
Right.
it's going to take us a
mean,
little bit of time to get there ourselves.
Right. Well, I mean, we can move with the main bulk of the army since you're going to be having to go taking a long way around, and since you're a little bit slower going,
Indeed.
and then set things up from there.
Alright. Very well.
Do you think would it not be better to look before they get there? Maybe see what some of the damage has been done from the dragon.
Right. We can break
See-
off while they're setting up camp and figure out what's going on. That doesn't sound like a bad idea.
If we get there ahead of the main force by a significant period of time, I think we're pretty talented at digging in and remaining unseen.
While it does give us more time to be discovered, it also gives us more time to see if there's certain watches at certain times, if they're more nocturnal. I don't know. We can gain more information for a little bit of time.
Julian nods at Gloob.
Pros and cons. Higher risk, potentially more intelligence. What are
Right.
y'all comfortable with?
He says, nodding over at Bart and Jakob.
I mean, I'm up for anything. I'm going to go with you guys all the way. So, I mean, I'm not a tactician. I'm just a guy making sure everybody comes back home. We're trying to, at least.
If y'all are confident in that you can get us close without getting us discovered, then
Our main forces will be trying to stay at least a little inland until closer to time. The Rangers will be getting significantly closer. They're going to be trying to harry the Sahuagin forces, hopefully keep their patrols cautious enough that our main force can move relatively easily. We will be leaving a token force behind to give the illusion that we have not moved yet, at least for as long as possible. Enough men to keep the appearance of regular patrols going.
All right.
have y'all considered the possibility that while we're going for their main hideout, that they might come from behind and possibly take this one?
They could try, but that would put them going right through our sea forces. Our sea forces will be advancing similarly, trying to avoid notice if at all possible, but they can also move significantly faster than us, so we are going to be actively communicating to time it as well as we can, give them as little time as possible to prepare for an assault.
All right. Well, all right. I guess let's get on, move on, sooner rather than later, right?
All right.
If everybody is done, everybody is. I'm going to, as they start to walk away, I'm gonna walk up to Firebrand and try to have a conversation with him, a quick one.
Sure. Just like as an aside.
Yep.
He just kind of holds up a hand to the rest of the other NPCs. There's kind of turns one shoulder so that his back's facing the table. And he's kind of sideways to you. Yes.
Firebrand. I know this isn't the best of time to bring this up, but obviously what we're doing is dangerous, and I might not come back from it. But Gloob might, and he's obviously going to have to face the consequences of what he's done. But I want to ensure that whatever happens to me, that somebody is there to talk of the deeds that he has done for the city, for everyone, and not just the bad.
I'm sure there will be somebody present. I have a hard time believing that either of the other two of your companions would leave him to be judged alone.
With respect, Firebrand, I'm a man of the law, and
really,
I respect you for the way that you enforce the law in Saltmarsh. I would like to ask that, no matter how you feel, that if it is just Gloob that returns, that you at least tell them what he's done to help.
I will do what I can to ensure a fair trial.
And I appreciate that. I'll stop wasting your time. I hope to see you again, and I hope to see you safe.
Hope that we all pass through this unscathed. But alas.
Give him a nod, go bow, and walk out.
Alright. So, Jakob exits as I assume the rest of y'all were just kind of waiting or doing whatever y'all were doing.
And Julian's got the bags and gear and is just waiting on go time.
So, are y'all going to try to wait to travel with the main force, or are you guys going ahead?
I feel like it would probably be more logistically sound to travel with the main force like 80% of the way there and then break off and trick out ahead of them.
Yeah, that's kind of what impression I got.
It's entirely up to you guys.
Since they're going to be taking like a more off the coast type kind of path.
Yeah, that's how it sounded, is that the Rangers were going to push ahead, blaze some kind of trail for them farther inland, as well as, fuck with the Sahuagin, because why not?
I mean, the best advantage that we have is that they're not going to have too many scouts. They're going to be going 4 hours inland.
Right.
So we can just go in there and no trail.
All right. So, over the next hour or so, things seem to break camp relatively quickly. We're going to do a little bit of fast forward. The majority of things get broken down today, and they get everything broken down to the bare minimum of what they're going to require, and the main force isn't moving out until the following morning, because gotta give the Rangers some kind of time to begin doing their job, but they want to be able to move the second as necessary. So, with this big of a force, this travel will be much, much, much slower than what you guys were able to accomplish, just the four of you. Alright? However, you also don't really have to make any skill checks. Y'all don't have to worry nearly as much, because y'all are just kind of following in the wake of hundreds of people.
Right.
So, also, quite a few of whom are denizens of the marsh. So, because if you'll recall, it's not just the Saltmarsh and company who are going to be traveling along here. It's also going to be a lot of the lizard folk forces. y'all begin to move out the following day. So if y'all are wanting to wait until about 80% there, so most of the way there, give or take, y'all will oh god, this is probably something I should have thought of before. Like, how much slower do that many people march? We're gonna say this was about a 4-day journey previously for you guys, at moving at a quick pace, not having to worry about being slowed down by the mud and everything due to water walking and some various and sundry other things. For these guys, you're looking at close on 2 weeks for them to get all the way there.
Does our Ashraku and Drzak in the lizard folk forces?
Yeah, they're in there somewhere, yeah.
Word.
So
probably would have hung out for them at least a little bit on the way there at some point.
Sure. So unless there's anything in particular you guys would like to be doing over the next like week or so, we're just gonna kind of shh. Of course, I honestly the timeline doesn't super matter because fuck it, this is Fantasyland.
Fantasyland.
When y'all are rolling dice is what matters.
Just hear the sound of a VCR fast forwarding.
That's basically, unless there's anything in
Not
particular
some of
y'all
it.
want to be doing. So unless there's anything in particular you guys would like to be doing, we'll just kind of skip.
Yeah. Just
Throw something at my
Joy-
cat.
Julian's already not talkative, and he is probably less so, seeing as this is kind of like the crux upon which the safety of his homeland rests. Big nerves.
over the course of the next few days, would it be too difficult or frustrating to hand wave sending some messages back and forth to figure out what might have been going down in Saltmarsh as far as the people spreading rumors?
Sure. Yeah, that seems perfectly reasonable. Like, what kind of questions are you asking? Because you have days of messages.
You know, yeah, like, did you get in contact with Zendros? Did y'all find out anything? That basic type kind of stuff. Has there been any developments?
Right. So let me double check something.
Messaging Anders.
That's what I figured.
Yeah.
So, from what you kind of get, so you're trying to figure out, making sure that, you know, if anything has come of his conversation with Zendros, if anything new has changed, or if anything new has happened, and if anything's kind of changed with the situation with the rumors. What you get back is going to be generally, he did get in touch with Zendros. He's using the information she's given him, because if I recall correctly, you pointed him towards Zendros for the purpose of finding more stuff out about the Sea Princes, because that was kind of where y'all had gotten some information.
Right.
So, using her information, he's begun to put out some of his own feelers in more specific areas, or in ways that she has advised. He is still trying to he's still searching for. He's coming up largely empty on like a perpetrator. More and more people he's been able to get talked to, and it seems like a web. It's like one person seems to think it was this guy, and that guy seems to think it was some other guy, and it's like, oh, this person doesn't even exist. This person doesn't even live here. So the more he looks, the more convoluted it's getting. And while there hasn't been that same like leap in surge of distrust and stuff, there is a general undercurrent of discontent, and crime has started to pick up a little bit here and there. Things like that. Things like graffiti is being written on walls in some places. Nothing has become violent, but it's definitely not getting better.
Gotcha. All right. Okie doke.
All right. Anybody else? Any requests of messages since Bart has
Oh, yeah.
a lot of time to do so?
Um, Nah, Julian sent his letters, and that
Any
took
more-
enough of his energy.
Any more questions of old one-eyed Captain Darby?
No,
Okay.
Gloob is happy enough with just knowing he exists. Gloob will eventually, throughout the next couple of weeks, he'll keep his eye out for that circle of mushrooms that he's seen before, and if he finds one, he's going to sit out by it one day, couple of hours.
Roll a perception check for me.
Not great. 12 total.
You look and you look, but between like to get a base something you notice that this many people moving through, it is like almost flattening a lot of like even some of the places where there was mud, it's like it's almost packed close enough to be dry. Not quite, but like it's you have to go out and away from the main force to get to much of anything that isn't, but you don't. Some places that you think maybe look like maybe it could have been there, they could have been there, but you don't find any.
Yeah, that's fine. I'll just one night when we're setting up camp or whatever, head out to another peaceful spot, and I'll take my book out and go back to the back page, and for the first time in a long time, I'll remove a couple of strands of silver that are sort of like glued on there, curly strands of silver. I'll take out my new sewing kit and whatnot, and just sit there and sort of talking to myself. I'll sew those strands of silver into the inside of my jacket on the left-hand side, and saying, I'm gonna talk to him. I'm gonna meet him. We're gonna go talk. And I mean, who knows? Maybe me, Bart, Jakob, and Julian can get on his crew too. Wouldn't that be cool? And just sitting there the whole time, and then it's about to get real dangerous. So I don't know when I'm gonna get to talk to you again. Hopefully soon. We'll go back.
Okay. Anybody else?
Just a whole lot of praying.
Jakob?
The night before, or once we get a little bit closer to when we're gonna break off, I'm gonna pull everybody together, and I'm just gonna say, for whatever happens. I just wanted to say to you all, these have definitely been some of the best times of my life, and you all have changed me in ways that I never could have thought in the months before I met all of you. I'm glad that I had the privilege to meet each of you. I'm glad that I had the privilege to be changed by each of you. Just wanted to say that.
Absolutely. Well said. I concur.
After looking just a little bit taken aback, not like offended, but kind of like it was dragged out of a lot of internal thought. Just
Thank you, and likewise.
You guys are a good tribe.
Yeah.
Definitely.
Never relied on folks except my family before, so it's a nice change. Hope you get to meet him.
Only like to.
Oh, hell. I mean, my family's right here. Y'all pretty good folk.
You're like nothing alike.
That don't matter.
Well, right now I don't look like my blood family either, so.
See?
Good point.
I mean, Soraya Lee, you know, she's got a lot of tenants based around hearth and home and that sort of thing. Well, most of the time, for a long while now, my home's been in this dome with y'all folk. So, as a follower of Soraya Lee, I appreciate y'all helping me find a new home, even if it is on the move.
Speaking of, I need to get a altar to Soraya Lee for my home. She saved my ass enough.
I'm pretty sure between me and Yacket, we can get that taken care of.
Definitely.
This man's gonna need a bigger mantelpiece.
It's just your fireplace is a giant door, like, oh.
He's got like his little figurines for all the gods he
No, I
worships.
know.
Big brain. Big praise. All right. So, over the next week and a half or so, travel with the army. It's very weird experience for all of you. This is Jakob, you're from Seaton. You're used to being around a lot of people. But this is very different. And for the rest of you, incredibly so. Being around this many people, like, all concentrated in columns and rows is odd, to say the very least. And they're all moving once. It's loud. It is shockingly so to hear this many people moving at once, and a lot of them in concert for the trained soldiers. Less so for the militia as well as the lizard folk. They're a little more do their own thing. They're a little more unique. But no matter how and it doesn't like none of them are stomping crazy hard. They're not going out of their way to break anything, but it's loud. Probably loud. Comparable almost to the dragon roaring when it was close by. At times, it seems like. But they plow through. Small skirmishes is a strong word for what occurs whenever something happens to get balls big enough to fuck with you guys as you march. They fall swiftly. And without really much recourse, and that's when you guys run into anything at all. There's definitely, you hear word of why the Rangers are good at their job. Clearing out a lot of the path for you guys, finding the safer routes. Letting people know to not run into the fuck-em-ups and other dangerous plant life. And also a weird... The only person this would be like familiar to is Jacobin, maybe Gloob, reminiscent of whenever your tribe would fight against other grung or like kobolds or other more organized denizens of the marshes. But like while there is a grim sense of just a sense of grimness throughout the army as you guys are marching towards what is going to be for a lot of people a one-way trip. There's plenty of people like cracking jokes about it, about dying and not having to. Not it's like, well, at least if I die, I don't have. Like, yeah, we don't got to march back. We'll be able to rest your feet. Like a bunch of really kind of morbid jokes that they're like laughing their asses off. People sitting around the fires, drinking and talking about poor bastards who died before and weren't here. And it's weird for you guys, and you can see that it's weird for like some of the militia, like people who aren't like career soldiers and the like, and it's an odd experience. Where as grim as some of y'all's conversations have been, how there's not much of it, not much acknowledgement of the harder side of it outside of that, outside of the jokes about it.
While Julian might have experienced like something a little similar, like hard humor in a hard profession of like being out on the oceans where people drown, it's probably still like a little out of his norms. He's like, ooh.
Yeah. But also a lot of bravado, a lot of betting how many fish heads they'll be able to bring back off the battlefield. So, but for the most part, the vast majority of these forces are fighting men and women, and while they don't seem overconfident, they don't seem scared either. Some of that seems to rub off on those that are less experienced. So, week and a half or so into your travel, y'all figure y'all are probably about a day's travel out for yourselves solo. Is the morning of that day. If you guys so choose to strike out to get ahead, then you may do so.
Let's do it.
All right.
I'll say goodbye to all the great friends that I made along the way.
Oh yeah, I'm sure Bart, you were probably very popular for y'all's duration of stay because of cooking. That like you made some extra food here and there, and so it getting handed off to some people. They kind of were like, ooh. People started paying attention to meal times of when y'all cooked and would kind of, oh, they're just happening to be floating around. They're just they're nearby, and yeah.
I think if there were some kind of like overt things that Bart would try to do along the way, it would be to try to ingratiate some of the soldiers into the militia, into the lizard folk, to get them all sort of, I guess, more comfortable with the other, even if they might not be fighting side by side. Yeah. And while marching, basically have like a running gig with Julian, and I guess if other people wanted to join in by like learning soldier songs and like shanties and shit, and just starting them like from one side of the column to the other side, like, you know, hey Julian, what was that three-eyed woman from blah 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 blah? He's like, oh, he said her name was this, and then the song starts, type kind of thing. Like, I don't know, just making sure that spirits stay high and stuff like that.
Right. Roll a persuasion check for me.
Would love to assist with that.
Sure.
If I can.
Okay.
Yeah, roll with advantage.
Oh, that turned that from a 6 to a 19. Thanks. I appreciate that very much. So persuasion, that's a 19 plus 5, so 24 total.
Nice. So, in regards to getting the lizard folk and the soldiers, some of the militia specifically, you said, to kind of interact a little more. It looks like the soldiers maybe had a little bit more to do with them already. Being kind of, the soldiers were the ones that stood guard in places for the most part, and so they had just a little more nearby interaction. Also, they're just less bothered by weird stuff. Like there are some, like, especially among the mercenary forces, there's a little more variety than among the strictly Keelish soldiery. So you've got, like, you've probably seen like 2 other Dragonborn even throughout all these guys, and some hobgoblins and some half orcs, and this is much more diverse. I say much more. There's diversity at all. But so that doesn't seem to bother those guys all that much. But with the militia, you see that kind of get some of them to kind of talk to each other. There's not Jakob has to run a little interference for a lot of it because these guys don't speak Draconic for the most part. But with a 24, y'all are able to kind of smooth some of those things over, and get weird, like, things that are similar. Like, look, you guys both like doing these things. Even though it's kind of different how you do it. They're similar! They're similar, how about that? Like, and so you're able to, so there are like friendships, but there's a lot less uneasy glances from the militia towards the lizard folk. Look at it, less of a like, these might be secondary enemies, and more like, I guess these guys are all right, even if I can't talk to them myself. But, and then, for the keeping morale up, or trying to improve upon it further if you could already, somebody roll a performance check for me. At advantage if they so chose, or a couple of individuals.
Does anybody have anything in performance?
Julian has an 18 charisma.
Say, not
Gonna say,
charismatic.
Julian's got this. I'll aid Julian. He's the one who knows all the shanties anyway.
Indeed.
Thank God it was at advantage, though.
Hell yeah.
Alright, that'll be a 21.
Nice.
Otherwise, it would have been a 9.
All right, wow, that's much better. But yeah, you guys sing Julia with some sea shanties and kind of getting them going, and they're kind of quickly overridden by soldier songs. Like, you'll go from singing about stuff on the sea to all of a sudden they're singing about, you know, the one-eyed prostitute that, you know, legendary among soldiers, serviced all the men in one night, and blah blah, such on and so forth, and moving from one to the next. They're all really kind of fucked up. It's like just a little bit of it's like, oh yeah,
A lot of overlap.
oh yeah. It's actually, yeah, it's overlap, but less about like specific stuff about the sea and more just general terribleness. Like, they sing about how like prideful they are that they sleep in the mud and in the cold and the rain, but while everybody else stays home in a warm bed in the fire, but you know, they love what they do. And just, it's like, why are they so enthusiastic about these awful these awful aspects of their job? It's so weird. But
All while Jakob translates.
you're translating for the lizard folk? Just kind of, head's kind of crooked to the side, but
I'll sing in Draconic.
nice. Performance check, Jakob. I just want to see how good you sound.
Ooh,
Bliss.
okay.
Just charging with bliss.
I think it's. Oh wow, it's actually a +1.
Oh, hell yeah.
18.
80. Oh, let's go. Jakob.
Nice.
Jakob sounding weirdly on key, even in Draconic. That you can't quite tell, but the lizard folk seem to be kind of like bobbing heads as you guys go. Kind of, some starting to even kind of sing along a little bit, a little slower, like that little kind of like echo after he says something because they don't know the words, and they
Hey, the chorus is for every language.
they don't sound good. That's a 6. They don't sound good at all.
If you've never been into like an English pub, no one sounds good.
Oh, it's not good at all. At least like the soldiers are all kind of like, they've all sang these songs before, so they're at least singing them at the same time. Lizard folk, not so much. They're having a hard time sticking together, but
Those S's, they just drag on.
Listen, it's hard to go in key, all right? So
that's true. That's true. It's hard. The translation, direct translation, does not aid itself to keeping it to be like things that rhyme in common don't necessarily rhyme in Draconic. It's just it's weird. It's a little fucky, you know. But yeah. But they seem to enjoy it. Seem to be kind of get some of them talking, like the ones that kind of speak broken common a little bit, kind of chat with some of the soldiers about them, like, why do you sing about this? That's terrible, but it's fun, and a little bit of conversation goes that way. But yeah. That being said, you get to the morning where the army's starting to pack up their camp, getting ready as quick as possible, and if you guys so choose, now would be the time that you, or at least on the timeline you indicated, that you would begin to strike out on your own. You're about a day out. I have to curve a little inland because army is much farther inland. Or, yeah, you have to curve a little more outland or, towards the coast. I'm losing a word I meant to say, but that's fine. But yeah. So
That's okay. Words are hard.
words are hard. This is very true. So as you guys move out, some soldiers you guys are now more familiar with, as have just been around them for a much longer period of time than you had at any other juncture when we were doing it day by day. Wish you luck, good fortune, all that fun stuff. Some of the lizard folk give you some draconic of things that are, somewhere along the lines of rip out their throats before they rip out yours. All kinds of fun stuff like that. May your scales remain shiny and not dull and gross. I don't know how lizard people would compliment each other or wish them luck.
Tattooed across me. That's inspirational.
Do what?
And I'm gonna get that tattooed across me. That's inspirational.
Even though you don't got scales, hey man, I try. Keep your scales. May your scales remain shiny.
Who probably doesn't know what it means.
Oh yeah, may you die while your scales still shine or whatever. Basically,
he gets it in draconic, so it looks like one of the Chinese character type kind of tattoos.
Yeah, exactly.
That's not a
very
bad idea.
intense, but it's like mistranslated, so it
There's like a fucking lizard folk that's been absolutely scalping soldiers for everything they've got, giving them tattoos in draconic. And just, Jakob's looking at him and it's like, I am fuck, and that's like dumb shit like that.
Hell yeah.
Hey man,
That is.
So someone's legit doing tattoos out here?
Sure, why not? Oh no! Rip. And the arms! Up there he is.
It's better this way.
Back.
It's better this way. He can't commit the wrong decision.
No, he can do what he wants. Yeah, there's people giving tattoos. It's a camp full of soldiers. They don't give a shit. They got all kinds of dumbass stuff tattooed on them.
There's some I would be more inclined if it was lizard folk giving tattoos.
Sure, I don't see why not.
It is some prison tattoo looking shit.
Probably. It's probably actually really unpleasant for people that aren't lizard folk, because they're used to tattooing people who have scales. So that's probably awful for people that don't have scales.
Hell yeah.
But what does Gloob's tattoo actually say, though?
Yeah, what you get there, Gloob?
Well, Gloob points at the guy doing the tattoos and looks at the rest of you guys.
You can't be serious.
Oh, come on, Julian. I mean, plenty of sailors they got tattoos all over the place. You ain't got no tattoos?
He will just sigh. His wife didn't want him to have tattoos.
What kind of prude is
A
your
small
wife?
one, though.
Julian's gonna get a tramp stamp.
I'm already small, so.
That's right.
Sure.
But what are we going to get it to say?
I have no clue. I didn't
Why
think
don't
that far ahead.
Why don't we just get the number 4? The 4 of us. Tribe of 4.
What if we get somebody else in the tribe?
Uh-oh.
Well, then you just you go 4, and then you put a little line next to it.
Yeah, use elven numerals. You just like
Yeah.
add the lines to it.
Yeah.
Who doesn't know what that means? I'm not gonna laugh. That's funny.
So elves are Roman now. Okay.
Yeah, man.
Sure, why not? I'm gonna run into the legions. This is gonna be awesome. Okay.
All of a sudden, those rangers have a lot more skirts.
Not all of them are elves. What are y'all getting tattooed, fellas?
Definitely something tribe related, I guess.
Uh-huh.
It could just be the word tribe.
All right.
Sure.
We could commit to numbers or names later.
Right. We get the first part done, and then we can add to it later. We'll just be the
Yeah.
tribe for now.
Okay. Where are you guys getting these tattoos?
I mean, with all the contacts we have from the lizard camp,
Yeah,
obviously
check
we would
something.
ask Ashraku.
No, I mean where on your body? Where's the physical location of these tattoos?
Across the chest, like Danny No, I'm kidding.
That is exactly where Gloob is getting it.
Oh.
I'll get it
shit.
right here.
All right, hold on.
With
I gotta check some stats.
I am going to add a bat to mine.
A what?
A bat?
A bat. Yep.
Elaborate.
I'm going to ask for him to add a bat to the tattoo.
Like just like in the background or like underneath it? What are we talking about here?
Sitting
I'm
on
now
one of the
very
letters.
I'm very invested in this now.
Sitting on one of the letters.
Okay,
With
sure.
its wings spread.
This is like a big like tribe.
I get it on one peck. I'm not getting it
One
across the
peck.
chest.
Okay, one peck. I got across the chest from 2 people. I got one peck from 1. Julian, where's your tattoo going, dog? On your shoulder? Just kind of like going across. Okay. Oh, boy.
No, Bart, I was joking about that.
Oh.
I'm not actually gonna get a giant thing that says the tribe.
Coward.
I'll
Just getting it
probably
right
get the
here.
same as Yakov, just like
One
on
peck.
on the chest someplace.
Oh
yeah.
man, I'm so excited. Okay, so y'all will consult with Oshraku and Druzak, and they point you to a tattoo
Nice.
artist. Air
I'd also
quotes.
like to get
Big
broken
air
roots
quotes.
right here.
Oh, get the fuck out of here.
All right, so who's first? As you guys sit down for your tattoos, okay, Yakov. The more difficult one, since yours isn't just a word. Oh, are y'all wanting this in common?
Thought we were gonna get it in.
You're getting it in Draconic? Okay,
Yeah.
that makes more sense. I was gonna say, this dude's gonna be rolling at disadvantage. He doesn't, you're like, can you draw it for me first? Like,
Who's gonna get you want some fuck across the
okay. Alright, I'm rolling,
It's a
so
dream.
let's see, the more
Why do we get
difficult,
dream tattooed on her chest.
we'll roll for Yakov first, slightly more difficult, because he wanted a bat. He does not have a big bonus, just gonna tell y'all now. Yay.
Yeah.
Oof.
Hell
It's
yeah.
it's north of 10, so that's good at least. Yak. It's a little crooked. The bat. It's a bat.
My wife's gonna love
Roll a
this.
con save. Actually, roll a con check. So just your con mod. So just the +4.
Oh, just the con mod?
Yeah, just the mod.
Dirty 20.
Dirty 20. You grit your teeth
I-
and bear it like a fucking man.
I would.
It
I would
hurts so bad though.
I would like to bless this individual on his coming checks.
Yeah, y'all are sitting here watching, and like y'all saw some soldiers like doing tattoos and stuff as y'all went on. It was a much smaller needle. This is like kind of big. It's
I'm
like,
sorry.
oh, and he goes, and Yakov just kind of grits his teeth and bears it. And he's a-okay if sweating a little bit.
What do you mean you're gonna bless him now?
This process takes a while, so the bless will run out. So it'll help. But so that's number 1 done. Whoo! He tells you in Draconic that's gonna be tender for a while, so you just you might not want to put anything on over it. Just let it breathe.
Sure, I'll go next.
You'll go next. You said you're trying to bless this
You're
man to give
gonna
him
bless
a Okay, I'll take it into account. All right, buddy, don't roll bad.
Oh shit! I rolled a 2 for my con check.
He rolled better, so yours actually looks better. You said you were also going for the peck tattoo.
Yeah, the peck.
So it looks like removing the complication of the little bat on top of one of the letters helped with his precision in the lettering. Bart, however, you pass out.
Yeah, I got a 5 total.
With a total of 5. Like you make it through a bit of it, and you're like, you get like one of the, like a little piece of leather strap, and you're gritting your teeth, just kind of like southern screeching through the strap, and you eventually just kind of it just kind of fades away. Like you don't just completely fall limp, but it just kind of fades away as you just kind of stiff muscle unconsciousness, kind of a daze.
I kind of want to convince this guy to do a frog's face smile on like somewhere small on Bart's body while he's unconscious.
I feel like he would notice.
He would eventually.
Yep. I think I would notice.
Do what
I
you
think
want.
I would notice.
Bart is kind of like eyes fluttering underneath the eyelids, but just kind of like stiff on like his little tattoo area. Who's next?
Julian, you're raising your hand, but your finger's disappearing in the background.
Okay, so Julian is going next.
Okay. Yeah.
Okay,
Put
and
on that bless once I'm back on my feet.
oh, you are not awake yet.
Oh shit.
He will be.
All right, yeah.
Should
yeah.
wake him up.
Ah!
Stop, Julian, stop. I'm doing something here. Jakob, give me your pen and ink.
No, I need this magic.
I need his magic.
Bart, make him do better.
Make him do better.
He looks like he did a pretty good job on Bart. It's like it looks like it's swollen already, but I mean.
Yeah, well, magic.
Do I wake up? Do I need to?
Probably so. Yeah, after a little bit, you just kind of. You probably weren't like all the way unconscious, just kind of like separating yourself from the excruciating agony that you were intentionally inflicting on yourself.
Hey, you were passed out.
No, I'm fine. I'm good.
All right. Yeah, you know how you make us like better in combat.
Yeah.
Alright,
No,
yeah.
I absolutely. I got that.
Julian looks supremely uncomfortable.
Okay.
Oh my god, I'm fucking. Woo,
Okay.
I'm dying. This is awesome. This is the best thing ever. All right. Are you blessing him again?
Yeah, I will bless this guy.
All right.
It, like,
Yay.
some
Oh,
glances
that's
over at
cocked.
Bart to make sure he's doing it.
Oh,
Okay.
no.
Okay. What was your con save there, Julian? Whew.
See what I got a plus 1. That'll be a 10 even.
It's just the chuckling of the DM. Like I can inflict pain on these people. I don't even have to roll attacks. This is great.
This is the best thing
That's
ever.
the tattoo artist. The tattoo is like.
He's like kind of
That's
senile.
what he's not doing the best.
He's like a vaguely senile. He has a pipe. Looks kind of similar to Bart, just kind of hanging out on one side of his mouth. I mean,
I'll probably right when he's about to start, I'll be like, yeah, good. Turn around real quick,
Okay.
and I'll just pull out some alcohol and be like, yep, just looking, give Julian like 3 big gloves and just put it away.
the lizard just kind of nods at you and bing! This is some of the worst pain you have ever felt, Julian. And that's saying a lot,
I was
actually.
about to say, that's
It's actually oddly similar to some things that you've experienced in the past. It's deeply unpleasant.
his pupils kind of pinpoint a little bit as he hits some PTSD action.
Just stick you
yeah.
had in your mouth like for a good snap. You don't quite pass out as you go through this. There's a little bit of in and out in places. He seems to be kind of confused as he's going because you have the patches of your skin that aren't like people skin. And he seems to be struggling with the transition between the two. It says something probably.
Oh no!
That was
What
a
does it
3.
say?
Did he full botch it?
Oh, it's a 3 on the d20. There's no amount of bless saves that.
Oh no!
It's supposed to be draconic, Jakob, but it doesn't really like actual word might be a bit of an exaggeration.
Thank God that I don't speak Draconic.
75% of us will never know that it's wrong.
I mean, it looks different from the rest of yours, so I mean, you could probably
we'll have
puzzle
to-
it out.
We'll have to do some touch-ups later.
if Julian looks like he's sort of concerned with why his looks different, I'll just tell him. I think you said he was doing yours in cursive.
So that's 3 out of 4. Have you done? Glue.
While Julian's getting tattooed, I'll go over to Jakob and just kind of like hold his hand up. Be like, Jakob, can I borrow your gloves?
Sure.
Thank you. When it's my turn.
I had a 3 on the dice to tell me he didn't have like proficiency.
He did. +2 doesn't make that big of a difference.
Oh no.
This is just a dude, man. This isn't like a professional. Like, this is just a
You're
guy.
getting prison tats. Hell
Yes,
yeah.
yes, you are. This is a camp full of soldiers. Come on, man.
I would imagine that there's probably, like, by the time that we've gotten through this, like, at least some humans, some non-lizard folk that have kind of, like, wondered why they're screeching folk in the lizard side.
You guys are not the first ones to have gotten lizard folk prison tattoos.
Great.
Also, it's worth noting, as this is happening, you're like, maybe there's a reason this didn't cost us any money.
Oh no.
We're not here for it to look good. I'm gonna hop up in the stool.
It's like a canvas, like yeah.
Yeah.
It's like a lawn chair, kind of.
I'm gonna hand him Jakob's gloves. We're like, you're gonna want to use these.
I will explain to him.
Okay, there we go. It's like, okay. It's kind of. It's like doctors them on. And you say you wanted yours?
I'll give him the big bless.
All proportions told, it's probably still the size.
It's probably the
Jakob's.
same size. Yeah, it's not.
Like peck piece
Yeah,
of
it's like a
glue.
little bit longer, but that's.
Yeah, it's probably the same amount of fucking ink to me.
Yep,
You said Jakob was wide, which means his peck's probably as big as glue is.
that's true. What's your con save there, Buckaroo?
Oh, that's a good question.
Did he roll the bliss?
Ooh,
He got a bonus.
Okay.
I can't believe that. So that's a natural 1.
This guy goes.
Basically, like you're all like, this was your idea. You were so hyped up. You're like, yeah, whole chest. Dude's like, he's got the gloves on. He positions it. Dink, and you just let out like a squeak, and then
This man like hyperventilates and passes out before the needle touches.
so it just there's not much screaming on the bright side. It's just good, like a strangled screech, and then unconscious. But he does a pretty bang up job with yours. Yours looks pretty good. It's maybe part of it is because you're just completely limp, so you're not like tensing up or anything as it goes on. It is right across the chest. It's not the prettiest thing ever, but it is clearly legible for the one person that speaks Draconic in the group. Whoo!
Damn, Glue, you took like a champ. Fell asleep right in the chair.
What happened?
You got your tattoo. You just fell asleep. That's all.
Hell yeah.
It's very sensitive. All of you are very sensitive and probably walking around shirtless.
Got my little
Wow.
halfling gut hanging out.
I imagine this happened. Imagine this happened before your day of leaving.
Yeah.
I would hope.
No, we're going to Sohagen camp, bleeding from the fucking chest.
So, I mean, with a little bit of like some Goodberry action over the next couple of days or so, y'all are feeling still a little tender, but not. Holy Jesus God, cut off my skin. This is painful. No infection.
Toast. We got like Goodberry aloe going on.
I just kind of, whoo. It's very cold. Like, oh God, why is it gotta be so cold, man? Why is it always gotta be so cold? So as you guys set out from the camp, that's where we're gonna go ahead and take our break. Oh my fucking God. We'll be back. Take a quick bio, walk around. I'm gonna fucking try to stop crying. Jesus God. We'll be back for the second half of this session. Don't go anywhere. Bye. And welcome back, everybody. Hello, 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 hello. What are you laughing about, Mister? I passed out. Damn it. Anywho, welcome back. We returned for the second half of this Go Saltmarsh session. I'm still Ian. Jones is leaning, Gloob is still leaning into his mic. But these fellas around us are recently tattooed heroes, adventurers. So, the first half of this session, our party waited around, did some last minute purchasing, a little bit of conversating between themselves about some things that may be important or maybe not so much, including a conversation with Jakob's daughter to try to kind of clarify on what they're going into, making sure she's going to be okay with all that and still being around. Before being summoned and explained the final laydown of the plans, is that the army, the land portion will be marching up through the marshes after the trails being blazed by the rangers so that they can be ready to pounce as soon as possible, hopefully getting some kind of surprise on them while the seafaring of their forces kind of push up at a slower rate since they could move a little more direct and a little more quickly off the rip. Our heroes decided to travel along with the army for the majority of their time so they could be pretty safe with them and then go ahead when they required to get a little bit of a head start and be in position for when the army was ready to go. Keeping up morale among some of the troops, kind of vibing as well, learning some new things, getting a new experience traveling with a moving army, as well as getting some tattoos before they exited. Very simple in nature, just keeping it tribe for now in Draconic. They all bore them unflinchingly, and they're perfect without flaw in every way. They were given by a master tattoo artist. But we'll be rejoining our heroes after multiple days after that event, when they are setting off away from the army to hole up or prepare closer to the Sahuagin base. So, gentlemen, as you set out, you know about 1 day shy, 1 full day's travel away from kind of where you guys were laid up previously. We're gonna need some skill checks here.
Walking on that water.
Sure. I would like to make the first skill check.
First skill check. Why don't you do the first skill check, Jakob?
All right. I am going to do a perception check
Okay.
to
Keeping an
attempt
eye
to-
out.
Yeah, keep an eye out.
Sure.
That's a 6.
Wow, that was fast. Let's see here.
Very nice.
Where's my table? Oh, that ain't it. Where's my table?
In the dining room.
I don't got a table in the dining room. What are you talking about?
Yes, you do.
No, I don't. When was the last time you were here, Christopher? Shut your mouth. All right. Well, Jakob. Woo. That is not what I meant to do. That's okay. Oh, good gravy. Well, I lost my fucking table. God damn it. Where'd you go? There you are. All right, Jakob. That motherfucking Alright, fellas. Well, has everybody got Tailspire pulled up by any chance?
I can get there.
I think you
No.
should, because as y'all are walking along and you're looking as hard as you can. You got some little, let me actually double check something. That this actually works. Okay, no. Okay, I'm about to say. Yeah. Some of these, as Yakub's looking around, these little floating balls of light just kind of emerge from out and
Floating
about.
balls of light.
Floating balls of light. Yeah. Oh, kind of spooky looking. They look kind of, whew.
Kind of wispy.
They're kind of wispy.
Kind of wispy.
Kind of wispy looking.
Kind of willowy.
Perhaps.
How many balls we talking about here, Chief?
About 5. About
A lot
5
of
balls.
Chief.
A lot of
Balls
balls.
of steel.
Balls of steel. All right. Oh, good God, where are you guys? All right, is everybody in there?
Yep.
Summon.
You may need to do it
I
one.
got 2.
I see the board now.
I got 1. I got
here.
another one. I got 3 people. I'm still missing one Julianne.
It's taking forever. I'm sorry.
Also,
Fool.
don't forget to switch us over.
Yep, I am. That's what I was doing just now. Yep. That's never happened before. What do you mean?
Right. We were just
Never.
very preventative in nature.
Indeed.
That's Ella. Don't need to put her on the board.
Oh, where'd you come from, Ella?
Exactly. So there's you fellas. I got Julian. Are you in here yet, buddy?
He said I'm out.
All right, I'm finally got Tailspire open. I'm just getting into the campaign.
No, for the love of money. All right. Well, while I'll do that, let me
Alright, I should
find
be
something
loading in now.
suitable. Nope.
I mean, I'm looking at the waiting on GM screen, so.
Yeah. Well, be more patient. I don't think I've got anything super good to use for these, so we're gonna use a Fey model because we've got little floating dudes. Whoop
Turn
whoop
yeah, there you
whoop whoop. Oh yeah, I could have turned like a little
Flame.
piece of fire or something into a creature. Yeah, you're right. That would require me to be thinking ahead, okay? And as we are all well aware, I'm not the best at that, okay? So you better roll initiative for me, because we
What?
are gonna
You
have.
can't just negotiate with these creatures?
Nope, they do not appear to have any.
Oh, I got advantage. Whew, thank goodness.
go. Supposed to be good at initiative.
Okay.
Dude, I feel that. I know that feel. So let's see. 25 to 20.
Not that.
Oh wow, that's a whole lot of silence. 20 to 15. Holy shit,
15.
guys. 15 for Bart. This music is way too peaceful. I gotta pause Soundtail because I realize I have Tailspire music going at the same time. 15 to 10.
14.
14 and 11. And then I got Gloob at 11. What is it? What is it, Yakum?
7.
7.
Sib. That's nice.
Alright, let me fucking cut off this goddamn happy mute. There we go. Oh, good gracious. Now this music appears to be... Ah! There we go. Started back over. I was like, why did it go off? Alright. So that's you guys. Let me fucking roll theirs. Holy shit.
What did they roll?
Don't worry about it.
I think I'm about to.
That's cocked. Probably so.
They roll above a 15.
Yep. That's a dirty 20.
That's okay. Doesn't matter if it's 16 or higher. Just if it's before me, it's before everybody, I reckon. Or are you rolling for all of them individually?
Nope, I'm just writing them all down. All right. Oh shit, these little buggers are. Wow. All right. They go first. We're gonna go counterclockwise, as y'all are all just kind of cooped up in here. Julian, put yourself in a square. Yak, put yourself in a square. If y'all have any wish to reorganize yourselves by any chance.
You can use the directional keys to get yourself directly on squares.
Yep. Allow me to be generally together. Well, yeah, so this little guy is going to go first. This first little hovering ball of light. Let me see this. Okay. So it looks like these little bastards kind of popped into the existence. 10, 15. Yay! As it kind of comes up to you, Gloob, and just kind of bobs at you. You just easily duck out of its way. This one comes bobbing up to Jakob. Whoop.
Whoop.
That's a 23.
Oh no.
I think that one hits.
Shield.
Great success. Jakob, you take 12 points of lightning damage as it kind of passes partially into you and just sprouts up out of it and gives you a little zapperino there. And brings us to this little fucker. 10. Kind of comes up to Julian. Woo! 12 total. Not quite able to get you. You're juke out of the way there, Julian.
Oh shit.
This one. Okay, is gonna bob up to Julian as well. Try to zip zap him. Another 12, just kind of. He's kind of ha, a little bit high, a little bit low. This one comes bobbing up to you, Bart. Woo! That one's an 18, I think, which I think still misses you.
Is a miss for
because
me.
you have 19 AC. Yep.
That's
plus 4.
right.
Perfect. So, you don't deflect it off your shield. You kind of like whack it with the edge, not making enough contact that it has time to zap you, but just kind of bobbing it up into the air. So that ends their turns. Bringing us to Bart.
Fireball. No.
Self fireball.
Yeah, I'm these fellas. Do I know what Will o' the Wisp are? Can I roll like a history check or something, or a
Maybe
nature
like
check
a
or
knowledge,
something?
like religion check, I think.
Religion? All right.
Yeah.
Hell yeah, I should know a lot. That's a natural 19 plus whatever my horrible religion is. 4, so 23.
23. So yeah, I'd say you're. And it makes sense that these are around here because you know that these are like, they are undead of a kind, and they haunt areas where a lot of times people fight and die, and they prey upon the unaware or even the close to dying and fucking kill the shit out of them. Consume their life force in the like.
So I know that they are undead.
I'd say so with a 23. Yeah.
All right. I mean, if that's the case, then I'll try to turn them.
Okay, sure. Let's see what they're fighting. They actually have not a terrible wisdom save. Holy shit. What's the DC on that?
16.
Right, DC 16. 1 failure.
Yeah.
2 failures. 3 failures. Oh shit. Decent bonus, but they're rolling like crap. 4 failures. 5. All of them fail. They'll just kind of after that first round of attacks, and do they flee immediately, or what is it exactly?
Hold on.
Is it on their
Get up
turn?
The exact wording.
Because I think it's on their turn, right? Or
As
does
an
it use
action,
their
blah
reaction?
blah blah blah. If the creature fails a saving throw, it is turned for 1 minute until it takes any damage. The turn creature must spend its turns trying to move away from you,
So
as
does
far away from you as it can. Can't blah 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 blah.
Okay, so it
Yeah,
doesn't move until
on,
its turn.
It's on its turn. It's on
Okay.
its turn.
They start
Do I
bobbing
s-
erratically. Probably.
Does
They don't
it
have like
seem-
they don't scream. They don't make noise. So I mean, as before, as they were just kind of like going in to bombard you guys, trying to like touch you and stuff. They then kind of like soared back up and are at like the top of where their 5-foot square would be.
Yeah, I'll after I kind of hold up my the end of my mace with the doorknob on it. And,
Oh.
yeah, just let out a brief wave of sort of, what kind of looks like a campfire sparkles or like wood settling down, kind of washes over them in a big area, and just kind of say, all right, don't mess with them. They should just leave us alone. Let's just pass on by. If they don't mess with us, let's not mess with them. They're erratic creatures. Let's get away from them if they don't mess with us.
All right.
I'll try.
Okay. That's entirely up to what is everybody else gonna do, Julian.
Right.
Julian's like, I'm gonna fucking stab this bitch.
And they are very close.
Mm-hmm.
I also don't want to get zapped in the face by trying to step away.
So
I'm gonna have to take the attack at disadvantage.
You're shooting at one of them.
Yeah.
Okay. Which one are you shooting? You got this one right here,
Yeah, we'll go ahead
and
and
then
do
you
that.
got that one right there. Okay, you're shooting this one.
Yeah.
Okay. Roll 2 attacks at disadvantage for me. Is the wording, is it till they get attacked or till they get hit?
Till they take damage.
Okay.
I will make sure that is a hexed shot before I do so.
You're hexing it?
Yep.
Alright.
I know what these things AC is. I haven't looked at these creatures since 3.5. My
Good.
attack is
Don't look
9.
it up.
I wasn't planning on it. 17.
Misses. Just kind of as it's bobbing about, you just go shooting off into the distance.
Drew, leave him alone. What are you doing?
It's the second
Get
attack.
them while they're not attacking.
You forget Julian doesn't know the mechanics of how what you do works.
They're scared. Just stop. Let them go on.
For the record, my second shot missed too.
Okay.
Oh,
So
shit.
so 2
He's
just
like-
rapid fire like panic shots just go whistling
Just
past this thing.
Just looking at Bart.
The first was like a 14 and a 9 on the dice, and then my second was a 3 and a 7 on the dice, which is much worse.
That's pretty bad. So
Like you looking
Julian
at a
whiffs.
cat that's like knocking something towards the edge of a thing. You're like, don't do it. Don't do it. He just fucking looses another arrow.
so this
Well, I figured
this
I'd
one
take
has
two
like the
shots before you said anything.
this
so.
one has the eldritch energy kind of floating about it that y'all are familiar with. Brings us to Gloob. Gloob, what are you doing, buddy?
Who will trust Bart? And I assume we're heading like north on this map.
Yeah, something like that.
Trust Bart, but he won't turn his back to him. Come on, Gloob. Here we go.
Okay,
His
so
back-
are you leaving its threatened range?
Yeah.
Are they just feared, or can they make AOPs?
Let me see.
Imagine they're at the very least at disadvantage.
It says it must use use its turns to move as far away from you can. It can't willingly move into a space within 30 feet. It also can't take reactions.
There you go. So it does not bob at you. Not more than it
It's
looks like.
bobbing.
It's currently like moving around in its square, kind of crazy like. But it does not seem to like aggressively bob at you like it did earlier.
I won't move my whole. I'll use my bonus action to dash and get a little bit further, and
Okay.
then just ready my action to actually dash back in if I need to.
Sure. Okay. All right. That brings us to Jacob. What would you like to do, my friend?
Seeing
You're muted. But you muted yourself as you started talking.
Whoops.
that was weird. I had clicked the unmute and then I guess it muted me again. So, seeing as Gloob got away safe, I am also going to attempt to get away. 5, 10, 15, 20, 25, 30, and then I guess I'm gonna dash. So 5, 10,
It's a nice little cinematic
20,
view.
25, 30.
Look at that. Nice angry face. Fantastic.
That's it.
Well. Alright, now they all converge on the last two. I'm kidding. So, I lied! They actually all passed their saving throws.
You fools! It was a
Absolute
ruse.
fool. Yeah, so there will at least be 3 that are provoking AOPs if you guys so choose to take them. Looking at you, Julian.
No, I mean, he's like, he wasn't planning on attacking
Okay.
him after being told not
Alright.
to.
Alright, just making sure, because they... What's their fucking movement speed? Let me double check.
I just imagine
These things are fast
fucking-
as shit.
I just imagine Julian loosing 2 more arrows and just fucking Bart clocking him in the back of the fucking knee with the
Yeah.
non-side of his neck. It's like, what the fuck are you doing?
So this
No,
one
he probably
goes...
looks like spooked like from those first arrows, and I was like, ooh.
These two go zipping off to the east side of the map, completely off the map. So do these two.
Holy shit. They're that
And
fast?
they are very fast, and I think this one makes it off. Yeah, they all make it off the map. I didn't make this one super big. They all just go like scatter off, like zooming, shoo, off into the marshes, ending the combat.
Yeah, I was just gonna be like, we gotta run, we gotta go.
We gotta go.
How did you do that?
You've seen him do this
Probably,
before.
I mean, she helps when she's not too fond of undead and fiends and stuff like that, so. But you're muted.
Those are undead, like zombies? They just look like...
They're kind of like spirit creatures.
Sounds good.
It
Yep.
is like, I don't understand this. Let's go.
I realize I need since y'all are back in the marshes, I gotta swap up the music again. In the marshes and no longer with the army because that was your safety blanket. All right. Well, that didn't end up taking very long.
Clearly, we should have stayed with them.
Hey man, clerics be clericing. All right. So, having escaped the what could have been at least a pain in the ass.
I'm pretty sure we defeated them. We
Defeated
sent
is
them
a strong word.
fleeing in terror.
Sure.
I think I DC'd.
Oh.
Do it.
I said I think I DC'd. I'm not sure if you heard me or not. I said, Bart, do you think you should message the army? It looks like they're heading straight for him.
They just kind of went scattering off in all directions.
Oh, okay, they didn't go.
They like,
Okay.
poof, they like all away from Bart, direct opposite directions away from him.
Okay.
Whenever, yeah, I'll let Firebrand know that there might be some wisp and stuff out here.
All right. So who wants to make check number 2?
I'll do it again.
Negatory Ghost Rider. You already got your chance.
Julian will go. We're at a fresh start, so we'll start with survival. Start strong.
Oh,
Sure.
advantage is survival. I forgot to give.
That's just
Trust
his
advantage.
roll.
Oh, you
Just
can't give
his
advantage
roll.
on these.
No.
Okay, that's all right. Darn.
Okay, that is violently average. That'll be 16.
16 is enough for a pass, if narrowly, within these dangerous marshes.
A 10 on the dot exactly plus 6.
Great success. Well, Julian, you survival your way through, avoiding some other bits and bobs. And like I'll say, like with the 16 as you're traveling along, you see evidence of the because y'all are still early enough in the day as you start your section of the skill challenge that before y'all are starting to swing back in, that you actually see some evidence, not much, like not anything unintentional. Like you see intentional marks left by the Rangers. You can assume anyway. Seems to be similar to what the army has been following. But as you guys travel along, which I will say, y'all have seen like some of the Rangers as y'all have gone, as y'all have gotten deeper in the camp. Some of them have come in to like report or whatever, such on and so forth. But so with 16, you guys travel along, coasting, roasting and coasting the rest of your guys' way, and it seems like the presence of actually, can I get a round of perception checks as you guys are going?
Now. Yes.
21.
As you guys are curving farther towards the shoreline.
Also 21.
2 21s and an 8. Okay, Julian.
10.
10. Julian and Jakob, not so much. Bart and Gloob, though, as you guys are going along, you guys see. Well, I'll say kind of in the distance, you guys do see some figures moving in familiar kind of green and brown colors. That kind of moving in small groups, and it's even with 21s, like you guys see them out there, but it's still like it's hard to keep your eyes focused on them for long periods of time before they kind of merge back into the general nastiness of the marsh. You also see some what look like vaguely familiar like mounds in the mud that are kind of like low mounds. There you go. Seems the Rangers had a little bit of a similar idea for Sahuagin disposal as you guys did. See, like, and just in general, as you see here and there, y'all are noticing throughout the rest of this day as y'all travel along with Julian, kind of keeping his ear and nose to the ground and keeping an eye out for things that y'all may run into, just areas where you would otherwise think that maybe like some wildlife had a bit of a scuffle, but it's a little like as where it'd be like smaller and isolated with wildlife, a little bigger, a little wider. See a couple of broken pieces of like what were arrows, like broken arrow hafts and stuff, and just not all in crazy, but just throughout the day, just here and there, evidence of what's been going on while y'all have been traveling with the army.
All right.
Yeah, and before long, this is getting into the evening. Sky's darkening, kind of a nice, kind of ripe, dark orange, kind of deepening to that purple, and as night is coming on, I'll arrive in a start to arrive in a relatively familiar area, close by to where you guys holed up last time, but coming in almost directly from the inland as opposed to kind of coming up along the coast previously. You guys can see the tips of the stone structure out in the water.
You want to go ahead and set up camp?
Yeah, we can go ahead and get that going. How exactly we want to do this? Because we need to be able to give them the signal whenever the time's right. That we kind of need to be in a position or have someone keeping watch.
Well, I mean, we're at the end of the day. We need to get some sleep, but then
Right. Yeah.
they'll be here and in place by tomorrow.
Right.
I'm working while talking to Bart. I'm working on like some of those same branches that we used if we're in the same area, getting those branches and helping Julian tie them together and make sure this place is invisible.
Shovels and stuff like that, getting it dug in a little bit more if need be.
Can I get one more perception check from Gloob?
Natural 1.
Okay. You're moving around kind of as you're the first one in there, kind of gathering up, kind of into that same area where y'all camped previously, kind of starting to gather up the stuff you guys had used to create your little your stealth dome over the dome you used before. All right. We're setting up camp, gathering the bits and pieces. Anything in particular you're doing besides setting up the dome? Or y'all just kind of getting laid up for the night?
Julian will be setting it up to look, natural, part of the landscape, all that.
Okay. Go ahead and roll a stealth check for me. I'm assuming somebody's helping him, so say with advantage.
Advantage did not matter. First one was better anyway. It'll be a dirty 20.
Dirty 20, very nice. Very efficiently in creating a very, very round hide of one form, breaking up the smooth curve. Yeah, it starts off very round just as it goes up over the dome, and then as you're adding bits and pieces of brush and stuff to break up that outline. But
a Saltmarsh ration.
Yep, there you go. From Akotel.
Akotel.
That's the butcher in Saltmarsh.
I'm a frequent customer.
Akotel. Yeah. So if y'all get that set up as it's continuing to darken outside, that's ready to go for you guys.
Well, I reckon let's get the shifts going, right?
Okay. Who is going first?
I think Glue takes first watch, right? I can't remember.
I don't keep track of y'all's watch order.
Neither do I.
Not for like a long period of time, anyway.
Glue will take first watch.
Okay.
I think it's Gloob, Jakob, or wait, someone passes the goggles off to someone else. I think.
I always pass the goggles to Jakob. I know Jakob goes after me. I couldn't remember if Julian takes first or second or third.
That's a mystery.
Thought Julian went second, but
I'll cast Goodberry and go to sleep.
Okay. So whoever's going first, I don't care. Go ahead and roll a perception check.
Julian will take second.
All right.
Buzz.
I'll put Julian next.
All right.
Not a natural one. Okay, better. 14.
Very nice. Definitely can be worse. So. You don't hear too terribly much, or see too terribly much. It's even with your goggles, it's dark and there's just quiet. It's an eerie quiet. You can still hear the ocean, but this what sounds, even the bugs, it's just largely absent. As the days and weeks have gone on with the Rangers' presence and the closer to home upped tempo of conflict seems to have warned off a lot of the regular wildlife. You can hear distantly, because y'all are a little bit inland if y'all are camping in the same place, but not too terribly far away as you have quick access. You can hear the in and out of the tide and the ocean.
Real quick, can I shout Firebrain a message just saying we're in position. There are some will-o-wisps. Be careful.
Sure. Easy enough to just... We've seen some of the buggers trying to lead off on men, but we've kept a hold of everybody. We'll let you know when we're in position as well. All right.
Love you.
XOXO. But
Oh god. Oh no.
XOXO. Hugs and kisses.
Ooh woo, ooh woo.
Ooh woo.
All
Oh
right, I would
whoa.
like to
ooh.
go to the side of the Swahagan.
I would like to betray my people.
Traitor.
But for the duration of your watch, you don't notice much of anything.
Get over there and shake Julian awake. Hey, it's quiet. It's very quiet.
I'll be taking a look around.
And just kind of like looks at Gloob and goes,
Oh, you can fly?
Julian probably also laughs kind of half awakedly at that.
No,
Happy to help.
but some other predators can.
And he goes and sits down wherever Gloob was sitting and starts to cast Flock of Familiars.
Who pretends like he understands and goes to bed.
All right. And what are you doing with your flock of familiars there?
The usual.
Mm-hmm. All right.
30 minutes out, 30 minutes back for 2, 1 keeping watch over the camp.
Okay. The ones that are going out 30 minutes, where are they going?
In a zigzaggy V in the direction of travel.
Y'all are at your destination.
Well, how far away is the thing?
It's not too terribly far. You know, like, you're probably a solid, 15-minute walk inland.
Oh, God. Okay. In that case, 2 of them going to look at...
Y'all previously chose your spot so that you could quickly respond to the dragon.
When you said we were, close to it, I thought you meant, within a day's travel close
No,
to it.
this
not,
is
on
this
it.
is the place where y'all camped while waiting for the dragon to show up to fuck things up. So y'all were pretty close by.
I missed that. Okay, yeah. We're sending them to keep an eye on things while 1 keeps an eye over the camp then.
Okay, go ahead and start rolling those checks for me.
We are across the street.
Basically, yes.
All right, so
This
the
is why
one
you guys
that's
waited
watching-
so long to split away from the army.
One that's watching over us is going to see everything, because that's a natural 20.
Oh, that's good. What's the total on the natural 20?
I'm double checking right now. I'll be a 23.
Okay. Whoops. Okay.
And for the 2 that went out, that will be a 17 and a 22 respectively.
17 and a 22 respectively. All right. So 1 over the camp, 23, 17 and 22 going out. Are the 2 that are going out? They're just kind of heading in the direction of the base of the fortress.
Yeah, for their full hour of existence, they're going to be gathering information on
Okay. What kind of information are they looking for?
any posted patrols or guards, how many can be seen, do we see any of the coalants.
How far is their dark vision?
Their dark vision is 120 feet.
120 foot? Are they staying about 120 feet in the air? How far down are they flying?
Yeah, probably 100 feet in the air or something.
Okay, so able to see kind of a little bit down, but not quite down far into the water. Okay.
Yeah. Owls are night predators. I'll just let the owls do what owls do best.
All right. All right. So for the one that's at base, very similar to what Gloob was saying. It's quiet, incredibly so. There's still some bugs, but anything that seems to have brain cells worth of shit is absent. You don't hear the frogs. You don't lose your familiars, oddly enough, as has frequently been the case while traveling in dangerous areas.
Or maybe not, thank God, considering the reasoning.
Yeah, it's a dangerous place. But they alive and well. They don't get killed by any other flying predators. But around the immediate area of the camp, all seems to be well. The 2 that go out near the Sahuagin Fortress, those ones fly around, and they'd spot some that are kind of posted up, like in easier areas, like up on some kind of chiseled out kind of watch zones on the cliffs of the sides of the mountainous, and they can notice you can see the deep gouges in spots where the dragon had clawed out the outside, where you guys hadn't really been able to stop and look before. You see the deep ruts that were burned away by its acidic breath. You can see in a couple areas it looks like maybe you see a little bit of a flickering of light through some gaps in the stone. None particularly big, but it looks like maybe it ate away in a couple of places where it burned deep enough to maybe get a little bit on there. In the water, since they're higher up, they're not able to get much detail, but that you do see some movement down the water. Not as frequent, especially not as frequent as the dragon attack, but there's some movement, some kind of going out, some kind of coming back in. And you see a few, similar to last time, some of these patrols that are kind of going in or out of the water, kind of out towards the inland. They're larger groups than you guys had last seen. These are like 15, 20.
15, okay.
Like big groups.
Julian will be taking physical notes on the numbers and how frequently they seem to swap.
Okay.
And general locations, if there's any static guards.
Okay. Alrighty.
And were there any colons seen, or just the...
Not that you noticed. Alright. So bring us to the end of Julian's watch.
We'll wake up the Jacob.
Alright, Jacob. I assume, Gloob, you left your goggles somewhere so that he could use them?
On the edge of my water tub.
Alright.
Just gonna install like a nail there so it can be easily hung up.
Right by my panties.
That tracks.
I accidentally put those on.
Huh!
Oh.
Con save!
Still give you dark vision.
Huh!
Natural 20 on the con save.
You're
Oh,
not
no, that
poisoned.
could've been your perception check.
Could've been your perception.
I already accidentally dropped this dice and it got me a natural 20, but it got me a 21 on the perception.
On your perception?
When doing the shift change, Julian will hand him the physical notes and say,
This is what I was able to see while I waited. If you want to look it over and also hand it off to Bart when he wakes up. Have a good night.
Alright, you too?
Jacob, you said 21 total?
Yep.
So, kind of, you got your note, you kind of glance over it, you're noting that it has, the patrols seem to be less frequent, but much, much larger. Instead of like groups of 5 to a maximum of 10, these are like 15 to 20 larger groups. And their frequency, while it's less, I say their frequency is lessened. It seems not that their frequency is lessened, but their duration of how far out they go is smaller. Like they're going out just as frequently, but they come back sooner. But as you're sitting there spending your couple hours, it's pretty quiet. You just hear off kind of away from the dome. Kind of like what it sounds like, the very slight squelch of somebody treading on mud. Right? A little bit off on the other side of the dome somewhere. And it's just here and there. You very nearly missed it. There's somebody or somebody's moving around the dome.
Alright, it's time to wake everybody up.
How quietly or loudly are you doing so?
I will try to be quiet so as not to alert them that I know.
Okay. Go ahead and just roll a sleight of hand check for me.
Oh, sleight of hand.
Okay.
Alright.
You're kind of like trying to wake people up while keeping them quiet as well. So you're kind of like clamping over the mouth and stuff a little bit.
15.
Okay. That's just fine. You're able to kind of get everybody a little bit awake without too much noise. You don't hear any sound of like surprise or anything from around it. Just will note, outside of Julian using his familiars, you guys can't see outside of the dome currently because of the camouflage you guys have on it. So y'all vast majority of y'all's watches is almost purely sound based. So the rest of you have been brought silently and stealthily awake. What are you doing?
There's somebody outside of the dome.
Glug, can you see?
Shit. God damn it. I'm fucking muted. I'm trying to, before Jakob said that, I was trying to signal and use hand signals to hand me the goggles first.
Well, if I see that before I say anything, I will give him the goggles.
Yeah, this is what I did. I did this and I did this. And I'm going to try to sneak out of the dome.
Okay.
Julian will manifest a sword and grab his shield.
All right. So you're
I will
manifesting a
also-
sword shield. Okay.
I will also manifest my sword, but I
Swing!
just pull my sword out.
Okay. Woo. Go ahead and roll a stealth check for me.
Come on. Okay, not bad. 25.
25. Very nice. Okay. So you go and you
So quietly. creeping
going
out
through
on
your
all the-
little kind of like your igloo entrance that you guys have going on there. So you kind of creep down through it and up and about. When you first step out, nothing attacks you. As you kind of creep out through the shadows of the stuff that you guys have constructed around the dome. Roll a perception check for me.
Both of them have fucked me tonight. Yeah! Fuck! 8!
You just look as you kind of step a little farther out away from the dome, and you're looking around, kind of looking around the sides and everything. You don't spot anybody.
I'm gonna send a telepathic message to Julian. Say I don't see anything quite yet. But wait. I'll give a signal. Someone's out here. I'm gonna stealth around to like behind our hide
Mm-hmm.
and just sort of like quietly get on a little bit of a high ground is a strong word, I know, but like higher ground and take another look around if I can. Sort of repositioning and looking again.
All right. Roll one more perception check for me. So you
Okay.
creep onto like a little slightly higher ground. You actually kind of scuttle, like you find a tree that's a little more sturdy, and you just kind of clamber up a little farther into its branches.
Not bad, but not great, so it's probably not going to see anything. So 17.
Let me double check something.
Can I hear the same thing Jakob's hearing?
What's your total? Your passive's an 18, right?
Mhm.
You did not hear anything.
Okay.
Not initially after you woke up. You said 17?
Yeah.
You don't see anything quite at this moment.
Nothing.
Give me a round of perception checks from inside while he's kind of moving around. I'm imagining y'all have been sitting there trying to listen.
Specifically, Julian would have been like right at the entrance since he can also see in the dark.
Right.
Would I have advantage on this since it's just hearing?
I think we determined Sentinel Shield gives you advantage on all perception stuff, so
Okay.
it does
So that
not
would be a-
specify.
That would be a 25 then.
25. Okay.
Jesus. Okay,
Very
I got
nice.
a 19, which
19.
I was proud of about 4 seconds ago.
Okay.
I was also proud of 18.
18 and 19. You aren't quite able to make out anything. 25 though, better than 21 from earlier, and better than 17 on the outside. You definitely hear some movement. It's not only a couple people. You hear multiple sets, and they're even with the 25, it's hard. It took you a second to pick them out, but you can hear the sound of that very, very intentional movement. Like it's the slow squelch through the mud of somebody barely picking up and putting down their feet in almost all around the dome.
How many would you think I would? More than a dozen, or like less than half a dozen?
More than half a dozen, but less than a full dozen probably.
Does he hear gurgly, fishy breathing?
Not really.
Julian, look, I'll wave you closer and kind of
You're
lean
like-
towards you.
Lean over.
Gloob, and you give me another stealth check since you are now up in that tree for me.
I'm gonna try and communicate to Gloob. I hear about 5 to 10 people outside, feet squelching real soft in the mud.
I froze. You're gonna have to
Oh.
re-say what you said.
I said, I hear
heard-
about. That sucks. I'll say it. I heard 5 to 10 people outside. Their feet are squelching real slow in the mud.
24 on my new stealth check.
Okay, good deal. Still feeling good.
I can't see anyone. Strain my little froggy eyes as hard as I can.
Can I give them a general direction that they're on the left and right, or something like that, or just are they like above us or something weird? You
It
said
definitely
all
sounds like they're around. Doesn't sound like
very
anybody's like
close?
floating. They're relatively close. Like, and y'all, and the thing to keep in mind is where y'all's little bubble and your hide is constructed isn't just like out in the middle of a bunch of mud. Like, y'all specifically
Right.
chose this place because there's brush
Right,
and the like all over the place.
right.
And so it sounds like whatever it is in like out and among all that.
They might be in the brush, or they could be invisible. See if you see any footprints that might not be ours.
We will turn up the magnification on the night vision goggles to zoom in a little bit more.
Okay, go ahead.
I'm
Roll,
just imagining a frog wearing the headset from Jurassic Park.
roll another perception check for me.
Yeah, have advantage based off of Bart's description.
I will say not. You're looking in the right place, so it might be a little easier maybe, but not quite enough for advantage.
Yo! Alright, natural 17 plus 4 for a 21.
21. Okay. So, a couple things happen at the same time.
Shit.
Oh, shit.
Julian, you see a couple of fish figures kind of as you're peering out, and you just kind of and you see what look like a couple fish figures sneaking along like as best they can, kind of crouched low out in front of the hide, like through that little gap you can see them probably like 20 feet away
It's
from
like
where you
for sure
guys are.
Sahuagin.
They're attacking on speedboats, run!
That's what it sounded like. Holy shit.
It was, but it was a Sahuagin.
What the fuck? Yeah, you definitely see what looks like two Sahuagin moving along, like two just like regular, like two of the regulars. It's kind of moving along. At that same time, Gloob, you see these two figures pop up as well, kind of about 20 foot out in front. They didn't seem to come from anywhere, though. They just all of a sudden they were there and moving along, kind of crossing in front. At the same time, you kind of see that. You do see the shadows of some figures all around the dome. Somewhere, probably looks like maybe around 10. Julian, what are you doing?
There's 10 people around the dome.
Communicating telepathically with Gloob. Just
I don't know if you saw them specifically, but it is definitely Sahuagin.
and kind of leaning over to Bart and just as breathily quiet as he can and say, Sahuagin. I can't growl and whisper myself.
Okay. So again, I don't know. I couldn't tell you. You just can't whisper. It's
I'll
possible.
tell Julian. Some of them are they're either teleporting or invisible. I don't know.
You
So-
still see those two that are moving around, not nearly as well hidden as the ones that you can see around the dome, as they just kind of seem to be meandering kind of around and out that way, and then kind of curving back in and seem to be like they've got their heads down like they're looking at something, and they seem to be kind of coming closer and closer towards that entrance of the dome.
Staying basically like mouth to ear to Bart, he'll say,
They've got some kind of supernatural hiding thing going on.
Julian, they're coming to the entrance of the
They're
dome.
getting closer. Should we engage?
We can't let them get back to the base. They could ruin everything.
Right.
I can summon the shadow.
Listen for the scream. Blue's gonna jump on one of these things' fucking backs and stab them in the
All
spine.
right, which one?
I got a pretty good jump range, and I'm gonna go for the kind that they're the two that just kind of popped into existence.
You're
yeah.
You're trying to. So I will go ahead and say where you were able to find this high spot. You're not quite within jump distance to immediately engage. You would have to go down and come up. So it would take you. It'd be about a round of movement, but you couldn't just straight jump. Your jump distance ain't quite enough to make it all the way out there. It's within one round of movement though.
Gotcha.
So I guess it doesn't make a world of difference, but this whole time as you're looking at them, you see these two. They're just kind of slowly zigzagging closer and closer towards the entrance. Even though there's not any light, they definitely seem to be following something.
Yeah.
In this time, I'm going to, as quietly as I can, embolden my homies in here.
Okay. Glib, what are you doing?
Blue is gonna pitter patter, let's get at her, and fucking jump springboard and hit the one on the. Oh, I don't know which one's the important one, but
You just everything you see is you see the figures around the dome, and you can see kind of from your vantage point, you can just barely see like the tops of the humanoid shaped figures of the ones on the other side, and then you have those two. So all told is about 12 that you can see. You have the 10 that are or so that all appear to be around the dome, and then the two that are kind of slowly snaking their way up towards the front.
So are we bringing Tailspire back up?
I need to know what's happening.
I'm gonna wait until they get at the mouth of the dome.
Okay. So Julian, you're watching as these things are getting closer and closer.
And then Julian's gonna see fucking spear Gloob just with his rapier stab down into the one on Gloob's right.
Are you
Okay.
giving any kind of warning
And this
that
is
you
and
are
this is
leaping into the fray?
you're attacking.
I told you to listen for the scream.
All right, and you're attacking the one on the right side of the two that were approaching the front.
Correct. The two that were
Okay.
approaching.
Roll
the
an attack
front.
roll for me.
Say
Alright.
if
Does this take longer than 12 seconds?
I'd say all told, it's probably been about 2 rounds as these guys have been approaching, like slow and methodical.
Okay. Would I have been able to, like, go to the next round and cast Bless on the people that are in here? Since I know
I'd say
shit's
probably
really about...
what are the components on Bless?
Let me see. Verbal somatic material.
Are you trying to keep it hidden?
I was trying to keep it quiet.
Roll a stealth check for me.
Is that a disadvantage?
I mean, this has nothing to do with your armor, so.
All right. Then that would actually be a 17.
Okay.
once I hear the scream, I would like to charge backwards out of the dome, so the branches and mud and whatnot aren't getting in my face, and then swing around and hit anything that's close.
So this is all kind of happens simultaneously. We got the attack as Gloob goes in, and then kind of y'all's readied actions for when he sprung this attack. So Jakob is about to go crashing through this back wall. What are you doing, Julian?
I was going to be summoning the Shadow Spawn.
Are you doing it right this moment, or are you summoning it as the trigger of when he makes this attack?
When he said listen for the scream, so when I hear the scream, we're summoning it immediately
Okay,
behind
so
the guys that I can
you're
see.
getting ready to summon it behind those two guys when Gloob makes your attack. Bart, we're going to say your action is getting that bless. So as you're getting bless going, what was your attack roll?
Well, I haven't rolled it yet. I need to know, is it at advantage?
Yes, 100%
Okay.
is at advantage.
All right. Glue will, as he springs across the dome, bring the rapier across his stomach and try to stick this thing down deep into something's spine.
Okay.
I don't think any of your spells affected me, did they, Bart?
Nope.
Okay. All right. Just wanted to make sure. Very good though. Another natural 17 plus 9, I believe.
Okay, so as you come down, your sword is going down. It's a perfect strike. This thing doesn't seem to be paying any attention to you as your sword goes in where it would slide right into kind of this neck and all the way down and through it, and you pass completely through the Sahuagin, landing
no.
into the mud.
There's no purchase on anything.
No purchase on anything as you slam into the mud. I'm going to say kind of you guys can see and hear Gloob as he lands in the mud behind him. Jakob, you go slamming and through the wall. It's just a bunch of branches. It does nothing to stop you. The Shadow Spawn comes up behind these two, what are unfortunately clearly illusions at this juncture. Bless goes off on the three of you there within the dome as the kind of sticks and everything come crashing down, and they're the cries of surprise as you guys see kind of as everything's coming down. Fish heads. Green scaled individuals who are kind of wrapped in these darker kind of oily cloths and are kind of crouched low. Obviously coalinth of some kind, is a mixture of Sahuagin that have these kind of long, kind of the antenna coming off the front that it looks, to players would look like an anglerfish, but is currently dark. And they're this dark. They're not that bright green that a lot of them are. There's more this dark blue, and they are all arrayed around in varying numbers around the dome. And because I'm dumb, that is actually where we're gonna go ahead and call it super early tonight because I did not prep this.
Man. It happens.
So, shit is hitting the fan as we speak.
Oh boy.
Motherfucker, dude. I was like, I'm gonna stab the shit out somebody.
I pulled up y'all's passive investigations and
Oh yeah, no, mine's garbage.
yeah. And,
Yep.
And not the two people that could see them couldn't pass it. So, I know it's a very early night. I hope everybody still had a good time though. It was one of those times where I was like, I could try to just throw it together real quick, but I feel like this is a little more important than that, so I would like to do it proper justice. This is the beginning of a lot for this campaign, so we're gonna hold off and do it right this upcoming Monday. So I hope everybody had fun.
Approve.
I know I did. My goodness, is gonna be something next week. But thank you all so much for joining me here to play. Thank you guys so much, those who were able to watch. I hope y'all are enjoying yourselves as well. I'm just gonna one more time shout out Extra Life. We are still running this. Is a charity organization that does charity stuff for children's hospitals across continental North America, meaning the United States and Canada. We are currently going to be benefiting the good gravy. Children's Hospital of Atlanta, which is building a new hospital helping sick and injured kids. And you can also win some cool stuff, like a digital copy of Tasha's Culture and Everything, a SteelSeries gaming mouse, or a SteelSeries gaming keyboard. So go ahead and check that out. It's for a good cause, and you can win some cool stuff. Also, we do this here on Mondays. Go Saltmarsh campaign with these fellas and myself as the Dungeon Master. And then on Saturdays, we have our Across Eberron campaign, which is DM'd by this fella, who is currently a purple frog. But and he was DC'd, so I'm gonna say it one more time. Our Across Eberron campaign on Saturdays is DM'd by this guy at 5 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, whereas this campaign on Mondays is at 7 p.m. Eastern Standard, usually running to 11 o'clock. But what can you do? So go ahead and check us out on those days.